Shalom, shalom. Welcome back again to the Nubian King Show. Here again for another dynamic, incredible, outstanding, wonderful, ethereal broadcast. Oh, yeah. You've been doing real good. I hope that's been you. Been doing real good. I've been doing good. We're hanging in here. I wanted to come on and just let you know we still here, still alive. Uh, I've gotten phone calls from around different places, calling in, checking to see how am I doing, how we doing, how we holding up, because certainly so much information going around concerning the war and what's taking place over here. Whew, where can I start? There's so much going on that well, let's take up where I left off the last time when I did that live concerning Kamala Harris and this administration. And the most recent thing we can look at is the devastation that has taken place after Hurricane Helena. And they've been making reports that that thing was 10 times worse than Katrina, the devastation that has taken place. Well, that's terrible because I'm hearing well over 100 bodies, have over 100 people dead, and it's getting close to 200 people. And certain little cities and towns are totally wiped out. I made phone calls over to reach out to people that I know that live in the area. As of this point, I haven't heard anything. That's not to say there's something wrong. We're not going to go negative to the worst case scenario. We're going to stay positive and put it on maybe the communication. You understand? And speaking of communication, here you got Donald Trump making power moves on the ground. Before Biden showed up, he actually flew over. And he was 2 days on the phone, 2 hours with the governor, monitoring the situation. You see, that don't mean diddly squat. When the reporters asked the old dude, "What are you doing concerning this incredible disaster that the people are struggling with down here in these coasts?" He said, "I'm on the phone." What? You're on the phone? He said, "Yeah, I was on the phone 2 hours yesterday, monitoring this situation." Monitoring the situation, dude. All you got to do is just look. Please, you about to get one, ninja. Please. Anyway, while he's sitting up in the comfort of wherever he was at on the phone talking, Donald Trump was down there making power moves. For one thing, a major point that the people are having to struggle with is communication, getting to contact their relatives and let them know they are right or this is what's happening, whatever. You understand? See if you can send some help. So you talked to Elon Musk about bringing the Starlink in so that they could speak to their loved ones and let them know, they're good to go. Then Donald Trump started a GoFundMe. And in 3 days, it's over $4,400,000. And we're pretty sure that money actually going to get to the people. The government, you ain't going to roll in and give you $700 and that's all she wrote, while the migrants walking around with tens of thousands of dollars. Ain't going to be no bullshit like that. The people down there that need that help is going to get that help because Donald Trump is managing it. And those two major moves Trump has done, and he's not even the president. He's a citizen that was the president, but he's on the ground using his influence, you understand, to help people. Kamala Harris pops up 3 days after Trump, 5 days later with a photo op, but nothing was said about what she's going to, how they going to, just a bunch of word salad, gobbledygook soup. where again you got Trump beating the smack out of him because those two moves right there are actually moves that's going to help the people. You talking about $4 million already in 3 days? Over $4 million. Matter of fact, while I was looking at the GoFundMe account, several couple of $1,000s hit in while I was just looking at it. It's people really helping out in every way they can. Then here's your government. That was a man that went down. Let's see if I can get you his name because I had his name. I was looking at it on another account. This man, he goes down. I don't have it on that one. Anyway, just a citizen. He goes down to help out, and he gets there just in time. He gets his people together, and the only way you actually can get in there is the helicopter. So this gentleman, he gets a friend here to go down and help him, and he actually get a local pilot that flew the helicopter with them, helping them to go and rescue people, and they had to make several trips to get fuel. But this guy, he does the trips, and he pays for the fuel out of his own pocket. It's not the government. The government done dropped the ball on this one. I'm telling you, they have dropped the ball tremendously, to say the least. And she want people to vote for her. Talking about flying over. That's gone now. You can't fly over and do nothing now. You up there in your nice, helicopter or pilot or what, Air Force One or two or whatever you flying over, and the people down there struggling. You understand? I'll tell you the truth. So now this Kamala woman husband, this news just broke out. He done found out to be the slap master. This guy's nasty. The news done broke out now that he and the first wife before Kamala, their babysitter, he done laid with her while he was married and got the girl pregnant. This is Kamala's husband. Huh? Imhoff. Then over in Keynes, the other report come out, he over there slapping some woman and beating her up. But he's sitting on the doggone interview and the woman talking about, yeah, you be the first man, real example of a real man and all this. And then he started talking, yeah, well, I'm always for lifting the woman up, and helping the woman and lifting her up. I said to myself, yeah, you don't have a choice. After you done knocked her butt to the ground, you got to lift her up. This is him, and he confessed to getting the girl pregnant. So this ain't hearsay. He said out his own mouth, yeah, I did it, Now, here it is. You know what? Oh, wow. What they say, what did it say? Birds of a feather flock together. Now, when he was married to his wife, he got the babysitter pregnant. Adulterous affair. And then he married Harris, who was having an adulterous affair with Willie Brown. The birds of a feather flock together. Now, these are the characters that you people want to be your leader. You know what? Some people have really lost the understanding of what leadership is, what leadership should be, the character of a leadership, and how leaders should, be as to how they manage in their personal affairs, the family. We get to see you. And right now, with this crisis that has taken place over there after this hurricane, then we get to see uh, exactly how this administration responded. Now, this woman, the Brianna Morello show, and they have to be on networks that's owned by uh, Band.video, the Alex Jones network, cause they spend so much truth. They're not going to be allowed to be over there on them networks that's owned by Google and Facebook and YouTube. But anyway, she reports that the search and rescue team were told to stand down from saving Americans in North Carolina. Yeah. So she brings in the people that had been told to not go out there and save the people. And they was threatened by law enforcement, law authority. If you get out there in them helicopters, we're going to lock you up. This is the Biden-Harris administration. This is coming from the government. So why the hell the government and they got helicopters lined up over there that could take these rescuers in and help these people, but they're being threatened with jail time if they go and help the people from the government. This is the Biden-Harris administration. And you have to know this now, because you're talking about people, they've already started early voting, right? So you have to know who it is you're voting for, who it is you want to be your leader, because remember what your grandmother said, son, be real careful that you don't let the devil in your house. Because if you left the devil in, baby, he gonna be hell to get out. And you hear that? That's grandmother's wisdom. So, you let these demons get in position of power, they will fight like hell to stay there. Because they love that stuff. They crazy. And so my concern right now is Donald Trump losing by some way. And these bandits get to stay in there and just make it even worse. If they don't care nothing about the American people lives. Because you mean to tell me they have the helicopter, they have the personnel, they have the training, they have everything they need, and they told them to stand down? If you find them helicopters up and go out there, try to save them people, we'll put you in jail. This is the Harris administration. You know what I'm saying? And so much stuff is coming out bad about Kamala Harris. This is like every day you wake up, it's something terrible. Just saw a video about them talking about Janet Jackson. But then people have receipts. Video, people know stuff. They showed the video of Kamala Harris going after Michael Jackson. What? Biatch, you got to be. Yes. That's why Janet Jackson was so adamant about holding her position about her brother, because she knew it was Kamala Harris that was falsely accusing him. And that Kamala Harris, the same woman that put the sister in jail because her baby girl, was missing so many days in school out there in California. But the child has sickle cell anemia. And y'all know that's a very painful situation. And baby girl got to be in the hospital, days. And because Kamala Harris wanted the money, because remember, every child is sitting in the classroom, the state pays the school system $30 a day. So with truancy, Kamala looked and saw that the state was losing $1.2 billion plus a year. And she owned the video. I'm not telling you something that, I'm making up. These people are showing video evidence of Kamala herself saying, I love money. And I have a lot of power with the pen, this stroke of a pen. And she said she sent her 6 prosecutor guys over there and told them, show your mean face. And this sister, single, working a job, caring for a baby girl that got sickle cell anemia, in and out of hospital bill, trying to pay the rent. Kamala Harris locks the woman up because Kamala Harris wrote this truancy bill that said if any child misses 10% of the school day, the parent would be jailed. This sister was locked up with no remorse, no compassion, no consideration, no listening to nothing. And the sister was trying to tell the people that my child has sickle cell anemia and she's in the hospital. That's why she's not in school. Kamala Harris has locked her up anyway. And then when the law enforcement went into the sister house and put the handcuffs on, and they called it the perk walk you outside with the handcuff, the media was already out there, cameras up, lights on, ready to film this close up of the sister hand in handcuffs. They were making Kamala Harris made this sister an example. But the thing about it is the sister was not, or the daughter was not doing anything malice. The child had sickle cell anemia. If she wasn't in school, she was in the hospital. But Kamala Harris threw that child's mother in jail anyway. Now you have to know the character of people that you want to lead you. You have to know the mindset, the energy, the spirit, the character of individuals that you want to sit over you. And these things coming from a woman that have been that ruthless, it speaks volume on what type of individual she is. And if y'all mess around and allow her to get that power of the president, it'll be a mess. It ain't gonna go good. Because I watched how she was just all giddy when she said, I have the power, the stroke of a pen. That's a lot of power. And when you have people that's psychos, they get up, they dress, you know what I'm saying? They wash their face, brush their teeth, comb their hair, put the clothes on. Good morning. And they look so normal. You don't even know. Them people is batshit crazy. You don't even know until something out of the ordinary take place. As long as it's normal, they look normal. But when something require a real human being thought process, that's where you see these people is bat-ish crazy. And for this woman, to be that cold-hearted, Kamala Harris, for her to be that cold-hearted with the sister whose baby girl had sickle cell anemia, Kamala pounced on her ruthlessly. Didn't care nothing about that child being sick. Nothing. So remember now, she's never had any children herself. Kamala never birthed any children of her own. So that means that the spirit of mother, she don't possess that. That spirit of nurturing, she don't possess that. See, you have to, as a woman, when you have a child, okay, you go through those 9 months, those precious 9 months of that child being developed in you, then those hormone changes, the spirit of that, that the father, he gets up, go to work every day, and you may be, at the house, the baby start kicking, okay, and moving around. At a certain point of its development, it's in that belly moving, and the mother feels it. I got 6 children of my own. They're all grown now, but I remember when the child was in his stomach, mother used to say, it's kicking, baby kicking. And so I would put my hand there, and sometimes I ain't have to put my hand. I could see the little, bumps come, on the stomach. And so the mother, she developed a certain type of nurturing spiritual energy that causes her to be concerned and compassionate and caring. You know what I'm saying? Because the baby and her have had a relationship for 9 months. Okay. And so it makes no difference how great of a father you are. Okay. And I'm a father of 6. It makes no difference how great of a father you are. You could be the perfect father. You know what I'm saying? Every single thing you do, say, think, act is perfect as a father. Guess what? That will never make your relationship with those children as close as that relationship with their mother. Because that relationship with their mother got a 9-month head start before that child even saw you, met you, or felt you. You understand? And those cells that baby was born from is from the mother. You follow me? So that mother and that child have a real unique spiritual connection that the father don't have. And you could be the great father, but you just can't have what that mother and that child have between them two. Now, when my children's mother and I were breaking up, going through our breakup, divorce, what have you, me understanding what I just shared with you made me wise enough not to say anything stupid about their mother. Even though they saw what was going on, you see, I still was smart enough not to go there with their mama to them. Even though I may have been whatever, I ain't that stupid. Because you get to talking about these children, mama, it don't make no difference. You are the daddy. That's my mama. You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful, thing to a woman to have a child. And it causes the woman compassion to intensify, and it causes her concern to intensify to where she's not just concerned about her 1 own, 2 own, 3 own, 5 own babies. She's concerned about everybody's baby. And I've seen this. I've seen all of that. I've lived in communities with women with 12 babies, 11 babies. One family had 20 children. And the mothers, and this is really something, the mothers that have the most children, the largest family, always can help other families. And they got 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 children running around them, but they always can find a way to help the other sister with her children. But then the woman, and I'm sharing with you because I lived this, the woman that was single with no children, she could never find time to do nothing for none of them. And you would think that these sisters with these big families, like 9, 10, 11 babies, they ain't got no time for you and your child, but they do. I remember in the community, the sister, they had a thing where when the sister get pregnant, when the sister have the baby, sisterhood come together and help out with the cooking and cleaning the house and taking care of the children. She have other children. And so I watched this. I mean, I'm telling you, I lived it. I watched sisters that have 9 babies, right? I'm thinking about this one particular situation. This sister had 9 children, and she volunteered to come to cook dinner for my house when she had her own house to cook. And she came exactly when she said she would. But she brought 2 of her oldest daughter with her. And they got in that kitchen and they hooked that meal up and told me the food ready. And her and her daughter served me and my family and everything. Cleaned up and was gone and went to her house and did it for her family. But now the single sisters that had no children, no family, but had all the time, only thing they could cook up was excuses why they couldn't show up. So how does all this tie into Kamala Harris? It ties into Kamala Harris because I saw how when women that have children, they're more nurturing and they're more caring and more compassionate about not just your children, but other children too. And so when I'm looking and seeing, and now all this information coming out about how this woman has been so ruthless, it makes sense. Now those children Doug Emhoff had with the other wife, they not Kamala Harris children, they're stepchildren. I'm saying the woman never birthed any children of her own, and she's a perfect candidate for the deep state to wreck America because she has no compassion, she has no concern, she's self-centered, and she's done these things, and she has no spirit. When I look into her eyes, she is an empty vessel running around pretending. That's why she can get in front of the people that she figured country. Y'all better think of Union Man. Y'all better. And then when she get around the black folk, yeah, we're going to do this. That's why she's changing and shifting, because there's nothing in there. Nothing. And that's the perfect candidate for those that seeking to destroy America from inside out. Now you got to look at the new world order that they're trying to establish. You remember the Klaus Schwab? You forgot he done stepped down now, but his daughter is running everything, and she has his mind. He done downloaded her mind. I mean, it's like he has downloaded his mind into his daughter, and she's speaking and saying the exact same thing he is, like he done cloned himself, right? So this whole new world agenda is a few old evil European men that want to control the world. They want to run the world. These psychos be obsessed with power, being in control, being in charge. It's like a drug to them. Just get them off. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't have a problem with anybody being in charge. The problem I have is the way you being in charge, right? If you are being in charge in an evil manner that causes people to suffer and struggle, then that's a problem. That's a problem. You in charge and you making life difficult for other people. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you white in charge. I don't care if you black in charge. I don't care if you alien in charge. I don't care, whoever. But if you in charge and making life difficult to other people, for other people, I got a problem with that. You follow me? Now, it's supposed to be when you are in position of leadership, you're supposed to be looking out for the people and making moves and using that position to enhance the lives of the masses. And you actually can do that. But we noticed that these European nations, man, they have some incredibly evil, demonic people in charge. And those are the people be showing up at these different, demonic ceremonies, that they be having, like out there in California, the one called that ceremony at Bohemian Grove. Willie Brown was out there too. And if y'all don't know about it, you need to look that up, what they doing at the ceremony in California in Bohemian Grove. And so it's always something rooted in evil, wickedness, decadent energy, evil society. It's always bad. Have you noticed that? You don't see good news. Like, is there actually a thing called GNN, Good News Network, where you see positive things that regular people doing? But every time you look up, you see a lot of leaders doing, making moves that's causing people's lives to be uncomfortable. Over in Israel, same thing. You got this guy Netanyahu before this October 7th thing, which I really believe he caused it. This dude had 3 serious cases, criminal cases hanging over his head. But see, y'all, I don't think the world really are aware of these Europeans like I am. They super slick. These European, you all, yeah, woo. Killing people does not mean absolutely nothing. Nothing. You can't even imagine how low on the radar killing somebody to them add up. So the way that thing jumped off on October 7th, man, I have to say, really, that was deliberate. You understand? Because I spent 3 years of my life working, building that wall all around Gaza. I think the majority of the Israeli citizens to this day still don't know that their country built a wall completely surrounding Gaza from the north to the south. And that's 25 miles of concrete wall, three in some areas as deep as 300 feet, 3 foot wide. You understand? And it was a big dude. I mean, these Europeans, they brag, boy, they braggadocious. They be bragging about, woo, we got the, and they talked about how this wall was impenetrable and da 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 and all this like that. So, the concrete, okay, that's one thing. Why did they go so deep? The engineer told me because they reached the water table at that depth. And so we standing there, he said, you see that sniper tower over there? Yeah, I'm talking about in Gaza. We right at the fence, right? And so we looking over there and you see the sniper tower. He said, well, about 10 to 20 meters west of that tower is where they start drilling the tunnels to come over here. And they do it at a particular angle so that they start that far back so that by the time they get here, they're deep. But we dropped the wall down to that depth because it reaches the water table. So if they try to go under the wall, they'll get flooded. So they using that system. But on October 7th, okay, above the wall is they put this steel up. And I'm asking questions because I'm out here 3 years doing this, and I'm asking questions, and they said this steel is high tension, high whatever, super duper steel that's, you can't cut it with the disc. You can't do this special weld. And they just going on and on about this particular steel. And I'm standing there looking at it, man, this job don't look like too much to me. But, they engineers, just like they say, listen to the expert. This guy's supposed to be an expert. Okay. Anyway, October 7th come up, and lo and behold, your buddy Hamas blows the steel up. Kaboom. Not in one place, but two places. Now, here's the deal with that. When I heard about that, I said, what blew it up? You see, my good friend lives at that Moshe Be'eri for years. Okay, so he moved up the street to this other place, a few miles up north. But I was in and out of Be'eri many times myself. I know the area good because he lived there, his family, his children, and I know him very well. Been there several times. You can store a rock from that kibbutz, Moshe Be'eri to Gaza. That's how close it is. Then, just north of there is a military base. All this is still like super close to the border of Gaza. All right. Shabbat morning in Israel is quiet all across the country, except in those nightclubs in Tel Aviv area, Eilat, but you understand what I'm saying. It's super quiet on the Shabbat. Now, Hamas blew the wall up, a section of it. They didn't come over with a firecracker. They didn't come over with fireworks. They had to boom, blow the wall up. Now, here's the problem I got with that. On the Shabbat morning, you hear an explosion. And because those people are that close, you should have felt something. But they don't do it one time. where you probably was in a deep dream and thought you was dreaming and thought you dreamed of something blowing up. You don't get out your bed. They do it twice. Kaboom! Now you woke. You what the hell? A bomb. You're in the military base, right? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get locked, cocked, ready to rock, and get out there and get to dealing with whatever it is. That don't happen. Why that don't happen? Now I can't tell you exactly why. I can put a couple of things together and then come up with a conclusion that sound pretty daggone good. Okay, so they come on into the country. And I told you before, I live on 8 miles north of Gaza. So that means they right up the street. This is the first place they get to throwing rocket. When rockets coming up out of Gaza, the alarm go off here. Where am I at right now? I'm in Ashkelon, 8 miles north of Gaza. But where am I at in my condo? I'm in the bomb shelter. I live in here. My bed, my desk, my office, my computer system, the studio, everything right here in this bomb shelter. Air conditioning here, fan. I'm comfortable. I like it. I like being in here better than my master suite back there with the bathroom and the shower. It's big, because, Israelis, they still got some growing. They still got some learning. They build over here like caveman. They don't have insulation in the building. Now, the walls out there in the master suite, 2 of the walls face outside. So if it's 90 degrees outside, it's 105 inside, and vice versa. If it's 20 degrees outside, it's 5 degrees inside. So it really takes a lot to keep that area comfortable. So I said, man, bump all that. I just moved into the bomb shelter, which is small and cozy, and it's easy to manage. So when the alarm go off, I don't have to run nowhere. I'm already up in here. Okay. So when the alarms went off, and I've been here 43 years, and that has happened many, many times. That, man, please, those alarms go off, few minutes, it's over with. And then you wait a few seconds, boom, 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 it's over with. And it was so coordinated that I literally could count the seconds. But this here thing, October 2nd, you see, I remember I went to bed that night late, 4:00 in the morning, because I was up watching movies. I said, well, it's gonna be the Shabbat, so I ain't no rush. So I watched my movies and dozed off. And just as I closed my eyes, I saw the clock. It was 4:00. I said, well, I give me a good night, good rest tomorrow. So Shabbat, I ain't got to do nothing. 2 hours later, about 6 something. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 bam, bam. I'm like, what the? So I jump up. I'm looking. I'm listening. Man, I hear stuff flying by the window. Wow. Boom, bam. I'm like, what the hell? And so my son, he runs. He was staying with me that night. He sleeps back there in the big room in the master suite. Next time you know, he was busting in the room. I look around. He coming through the door. And I'm at the window looking out, and he said, "Abba, you mind closing the window?" And I looked, the window closed, but it was a glass window. No, he talking about he want them steel plates. He said, "Abba, I'm looking at the window. I'm trying to see what's happening." He said, "They bombing." He said, "Would you close the window?" I said, "The window closed." And then I looked at it. I said, "Oh, excuse me." So I opened the glass window, reached out there and slid the big old steel plate. Boom, closed. I looked back, "You happy?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Whoo." Then it kept going to about 11. And that's when I knew it's something different, man. What the hell? Something different. Me and my son sitting in the room, it's steady dropping. Bam, boom, pow, beam. Explosion above the building, north of the building, west of the building, everywhere. I'm like, what the smoke is going on? Then it quieted down a little bit. And we started hearing gunshots, like kind of far off. I said, "Babe, son, you hear that?" He said, "Yeah." "That sound like He said, "Yeah, gunfire." We all military, so I'm like, man, that's gunfire. That was Hamas round the corner. Yeah, these jokers done made it up in the neighborhood. We don't know nothing. I'm sitting in the room. I don't know who that is out there shooting or why. You know, like, damn. I'm looking around saying, man, what the smoke is going on? Come to find out, Hamas done blew the fence open, drained in the country, and got over there in Kibbutz Beirut, where my friend and his ex-wife and children live. A lot of them folks dead. Kibbutz destroyed. A couple other places around there. And we sitting here wondering, like, what the smoke is going on? So we turn the news on and find out this is what that happened. Hamas done infiltrated, and then they running through certain streets of Ashkelon, here where I live, and Sderot, down the street over there, and they firing on the Israelis. That was October 7th. Then, man, it wasn't no more than a day or two later, I'm watching Netanyahu on the TV saying, we are at a state of war. This is not a drill. This is not a speech. The nation of Israel is officially at a state of war. And all this done jumped off in like no time. This is happening fast, like boom, boom, this is happening fast. So now, because the country is at a state of war, and we still there, they haven't been rescinded. What happened? Everything changes, like politically, legally, technically, and all that kind of stuff at the administrative level. All that changed. It don't function the same like it used to, which means what? The court system, all of that operation is not normal. Are the court working? Maybe, maybe not, because you had a state of war. Do they have to work? Maybe, maybe not. All the legal details change. So now the guy that had the three criminal check, the guy that had, say it right, brother. The guy that has still have the three criminal cases hanging over his head that the Supreme Court of the state of Israel says there's enough evidence to take it to trial. And they don't do that unless they figure they could win. That guy announced the country was at a state of war. I can't remember if it was 2 days or 3 days, but it was no time. We had a state of war. It was so fast. I'm like, at war with who? You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what to smoke, the full magnitude of what was going on. He called it a state of war. Then after things began to unfold, and we began to see the videos on our cell phone, because everybody got cell phone in Israel. Children got cell phone, and they all know how to use them. We're seeing videos of people shot, blood running out of them, laid at the shot up at the bus station. People shot up at the all in the street, and blood, pools of blood. This is live. It's not edited. It's not blurred. These are people that was out there, like people that was in their houses filming the Hamas rolling through the street on the trucks. The police, they shooting out with the police. All this is on live film, right? So we are seeing this like within minutes of the people filming it. So now by the time we get to the news network later on and they talking about it, they say, we're going to warn you that some of the footage is very graphic. If you have children in the room, we advise you to take them out. So when they show the pictures, it's the same thing we saw, not edited, no blur, everything is blurred out, and you really don't even see that. I just shake my head. I say, boy, these guys is funny, man. Hey, you can't see nothing. But we're at a state of war, and been at a state of war ever since, because the one that would be in prison probably by now, a year later, has caused the country to go in a state of war. Now, how is it that a military that's not even 2 miles away from the bomb blast don't know that was a bomb blast, and they didn't get up to go investigate. You follow what I'm saying? It's all type of theories that's been tossed around about that, and it's so many things that point to it. A stand down, but one thing for certain, somebody know. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's not devilish like that. You have people that are knowing exactly what's going on, but they just keep quiet. Why do they do that? To keep their jobs, keep that money coming in, because they're making incredible money in the air conditioning every day, not doing that, but they know what's happening, and they be just silent about it because they really that really be complicit, where you don't say nothing about what you know is going on because you don't want to damage your job, or you scared of them because they'll come on you. And see, this is the type leadership that is running the world today. You see, and it's not everybody, it's not every country, but definitely America and Israel, definitely America and Israel, and they're the main two that's always talking about what someone else is doing. Now, listen, when I see a nation that is bombing and shooting and killing people, you see that, right? Okay. But you have another nation, you don't see that. And you don't hear of them doing stuff like that. And I'm looking at the two between these two nations, right? Now I know they have undercover killed certain members that's operating. And we don't know about those killings. Like, you have what they say, the spies, the spy gang, the secret, So one nation killed one of the leaders, but that nation retaliate by killing one of their leaders. So this is back and forth. We going to work every day, shopping and doing whatever we doing. We don't know that's taking place. We don't. Okay, until it get to the point where it hit the news network, and then we hear something about it. We're like, wow, we know that. And so both nations have killed people from each side. Okay. Now here we are in this situation here in Israel, where Israel just was down there in Gaza a year, and a lot of people wind up dead. Israelis and Palestinians, but a lot of people, and that's terrible. That's sad. Men, women, and children dead. And when you think back and consider how this started, Israel, they have their narrative. They have what they say as how it started. And certainly the Palestinians have, what they say how it started. And it always is a real sad situation where children get caught up in the crossfire of foolish adults. And I say they foolish adults because children have been, killed. That's my thing. Now, you big folks, y'all take your fight over there and go do something, but you leave these women and children alone. Because they can't, fight your big butt. If Netanyahu want to get mad at Iran, y'all go over there in the desert and put the gloves on and duke it out, because I ain't got no issue. You know what I'm saying? Why you got to drag all us into that? Like you and that dude, if y'all got issues, y'all go over there, put the gloves on, and hell, I sell some tickets, make me a little money, and y'all duke it out. But don't come over here throwing bombs and blowing up and killing innocent people because you and him got an issue about some shit y'all involved in. Take that somewhere else, man. You know, you're going to throw the bomb, then you run down in the hole and hide. And you got all these innocent babies getting wiped out, man. You can't even fathom how cold-hearted, evil, wicked, demented, self-centered that is to just do that. Listen, you can't even fathom that. Dr. Johnson, he showed that DNA research they did. These heathen was trying to once and for all prove that black people are inferior to white people. So when they really got a good understanding of DNA, they come to find out that the more DNA series you have, the more intelligent you are. And Dr. Johnson, he broke all this down, right? And he showed how the European did analysis of animals. And the smartest animal in the jungle had 5 DNA series. And then when he went into the human family, he went to the Europeans. And the European, if you don't know, they white people, they have 6 DNA series. So they feel real good because they smarter than the smartest animal. Now, the reason why they had this good feeling about themselves is because they had convinced themselves that black people are what? Animal. And they just believed that we were less intelligent than the animals. Being that they were 6 DNA series and the smartest animal was 5, they just assume because they've been told so many times over and over again that black people are animals. So they just figured black folks super ignorant, not intelligent. Okay. So they got the little DNA kit and they going around and they finding out that the European has 6 DNA series. They 1 DNA series above the smartest animal. So they feeling real nice about themselves. Yeah. So they go to Africa, check on a few brothers and sisters. And when the numbers come in, they look and see the numbers. They think, oh, that couldn't be true. So they recalibrate the equipment and go check some more African brothers and sisters. Numbers still the same. And they like, wow. So maybe the batteries is weak. So they put in new batteries, same number. So they sent all the way back to the lab for brand new equipment because these numbers coming in from the Africans don't look correct. So they send in all the new equipment and they recalibrate and make absolutely everything is absolutely correct. And they check some more African brothers and sisters. Boom, the number is still the same. So now, what is the number that they saying that the African people across Africa have? How many DNA series these less than white folks got? Come to find out, all the African brothers and sisters they check, they have 9 DNA series. Booyah. This is not me. Us is them on a quest to say we finally got something to prove that these black folks are inferior to us. And it blew up in their face. Come to find out, there are 3 DNA series under us. And so this is their information. I didn't make this up. You can listen to Dr. Johnson on YouTube, break it down. And what did they do with the information? They copyright it. They copyright it and put it on the shelf. When you copyright information, material like that, written material, it becomes your possession and no one can take it. No one can get it unless you get an exclusive right to have it. No one can reproduce it or spread it or nothing because it's copyrighted. It's your personal information. So they put it on the shelf. Why they put it on the shelf? Why they didn't put it out? Because it shows the superiority, the intellectual superiority that black people have. You feel me? So, with that being said, there's no way that we could fathom being that ruthless and bloodletting, being on the level of animal, like you an animal in the jungle and you hunt down another animal, pack of dogs, wild animals, you surrounding this other animal and y'all just in there to eat him. You ain't thinking about that animal. You think about your stomach empty and you eat that animal. And that's the way they be moving around this world. Like a bunch of low vibration, short DNA, low DNA series animals just destroying everything. Death and destruction is what they absolutely good at. Man, I was here Thursday night when the missile, those hypersonic missiles was coming in from Iran. Man, let me tell you something. I've been over here for 43 years and I ain't seen the kind of fear I saw on these people Thursday night. Because, see, what they're realizing, this ain't Gaza. See, when it's Gaza, the alarm go off, they sitting at the coffee shop, no big deal. They just sitting out there chilling. But this ain't Gaza. See, the Mona nuclear plant is where Israel doing some type of work, right? Nobody knows nothing about it. Israel has never told anybody. Iran was shooting for it. I was on the phone with a good friend of mine the day that one of the missiles from Iran dropped in Dimona. It hit so hard and loud it scared her. She dropped the phone. Come to find out, that missile had came all the way across the state of Israel from Hezbollah up north in Lebanon, over 500 kilometers, and hit in the targeted city. So the fear is that now they know they're dealing with someone 10 times more powerful than Hamas in Gaza. They've been able to keep Hamas at bay, okay, because they controlling everything come and go out of Gaza. So it's hard for them to get anything substantial in there. But Hezbollah up north, backed by Iran, billions and billions of dollars. They can train all type of sophisticated equipment. As you see, America and Israel were boasting about this missile defense system. Man, Iran sent 7 missiles and hit bullseye. 5 of them hit bullseye. They only stopped 2. All you need is 1 to destroy everything. 5 of them hit. So what can I say? It's time to go. You know, cause the way they going, you see, they don't know peace until they all dead. That's how they bring up peace, because they all got to kill each other. These are not the peacemakers. You see, don't get it wrong. You got to know you dealing with. These are warmongers. They don't know about peace. You know, when you bring a person over that have come from a peaceful society, then I can believe they gonna bring peace, because they know what peace is. They know how to get it. They know what it means. That, you know what I'm saying? But these barbarians out of the caves of Europe, that's all they know. Pain, death, and destruction. That is their nature. That's all they can do. Just like this Biden talking about peace through war. What do you mean peace through war? Kill up all your enemies, then you have peace. What? Wow. This is the world we living in, people. You know? This is the world we living in. With these type of individuals at the helm. And then you have this woman running around that every time she talks, she sounds like she done smoked a doobie somewhere. You know, that's why our father hated her, because she was on the radio broadcast down there in Jamaica, and they asked her, do she smoke weed? She said, yeah. And her father was so embarrassed, because, you know, he from that highfalutin Indian, Italian, you know, background, and they, you know, up there in Jamaica, wealthy. family owning thousands of slaves in Jamaica. She ain't come from no poor family. You know what I'm saying? And so you're talking about you grew up middle class woman. You lived in Vancouver, Canada. If anybody know, Vancouver, Canada is the most. They real estate is high or higher than real estate in New York City, Tel Aviv, and Beijing, China. What are you talking about? Yeah, you grew up middle class. Where? Mother and father got banging jobs, had banging jobs, whatever. Tenor. I mean, what? Bold faced, unprecedented lies. Man. And I watched this video this morning when I woke up. And lo and behold, another African American, another black woman in America says she's voting for Kamala Harris because she's black. And the brother out on the street said, "Is that all?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "What about her policies, or what about His sister said that don't matter. She's just black. That's it." He said, "So you vote for her because she's black?" Like, yeah. Wow. Nothing else matters? Nope. Damn. That brings me back to my grandmother. Baby, be careful who you let in your house, because if you let the devil in, he gonna be hell to get out. See how she did that real smooth. The devil, he gonna be hell to get out. Shit. So, this is really interesting. Run a scenario. Okay, everybody vote, and Trump again get 80, maybe 90 million votes. Because the way they talking, see, that mainstream news media is some bullshit, right? But all of these people out here on these independent journalist news stations, man, they be bringing the receipts. They not just talking, they showing you videos. They showed this video of Kamala Harris sitting there on some panel talking about Elon Musk need to follow the rules because Facebook and at that time Twitter and all these different giant social media platforms are talking to millions and millions of Americans unregulated. No censors, no rules. And that can't be. What? These platforms give the American people space to speak, which is their legal constitution right, freedom of speech. And this woman sitting there talking about they can't do that because, in fact, it's not regulated. You know what I'm saying? And they can just talk and say whatever they want to the American people. And they can't do that. This is the woman these people vote for, right? And it's already, right, when you, under the Biden, Kamala Harris administration, you remember, for those of you all that was doing business online and was using your Cash Apps and Venmo and PayPal and whatnot, the Biden administration instituted this rule that if you move over $600, you got to pay taxes on, you got to report it. That's the Biden-Harris administration that did that. And she cannot say, you know what I'm saying, she don't have nothing to do with it. See, you even have some people, they try to justify the madness by saying, because she's vice president, she really don't have no power. I heard one brother say that the other day on the radio. He saw vice president he said just a figurehead. She don't have no power. And then the other brother was like, okay, if that's true, then why she keeps saying she was the last person in the room with Joe Biden? What does that mean? It's just so scandalous all the way around the board. And this woman, she got more stuff. It's just amazing. And so they not bringing up nothing new with Trump. But every day I turn this news on, somebody putting something new about the dumb stuff this woman done said or did. It's just like dirt, filth, just keep coming up out of the cesspool. You know what I'm saying? It's like the dirt and the filth just keep coming up out of the cesspool. About her. And what? It don't matter. Y'all just gonna blindly go on in there and deal with it. So I just wanted to sit down and talk with you for a bit and just put some thoughts on your mind because, I don't like ugly. No, I'm not currently living in America now. And I know some of y'all probably figure, why you care? Because I still got family there. That's why I care. And then good people don't like to see good people taken advantage of. You know what I mean? I don't like to see good people taken advantage of by bad people, especially if I can help. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of spirit I have. I don't want to see you get jacked up by a devil. I don't like devils. I don't like wicked people. I love peace. You know what I'm saying? And harmony and happiness. That's what I like. That's what I enjoy. And so if I see that this person is fake and she's trying to get over on you, then I feel I have to sound the alarm. Now, if you don't hear it, that's on you. But you won't be able to say, hey, ain't nobody told me. I didn't know. Oh, you did know because somebody was telling you that the woman is a phony. She up to no good. And the only people that, like, when you run into phonies, you're supposed to already know it's something up with that. Why you just can't be yourself? You know what I'm saying? When you run into a phony, something's supposed to tell you it's something wrong right here. And you know, and see that radar, that sense, it lets you know don't go that way. Don't deal with that because something bad probably could happen. And that's what your sixth sense. They back in the day used to call it mother wit. I don't know if y'all old enough to even know that. What mother wit is. Mother wit is that sixth sense to tell you, boy, you don't need to go that way. And if you be wise and pay attention to it, you don't get in no trouble. But if you be a knucklehead and don't pay attention to it, boop, now yeah, try to tell your dumb butt. Now you hollering for somebody to come help you. And guess what? The only people around that could help you are the ones that told your dumb butt don't go over there. Now they have to make a conscientious decision whether or not they're gonna come over there and help your stupid butt. You know what I'm saying? Or either leave you there so you can learn a lesson. I remember a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, he was a clown. I tried to tell him. His father tried to tell him. He was a clown. And he the kind of clown that you had to feed out of long handled spoon. See, that's another old one for y'all. You may not know about that. What it mean by feed them out of long handled spoon. That means you don't let them get that close to you. You keep them at bay, because if you allow that type person to get close to you, they could start trouble or cause you trouble. So you feed them out of long handled spoon. That's like they call you, hey, what's happening? What you doing? Oh man, I'm busy. Oh man, I'm finna go do this. Oh man, hey, how you doing? What's going on with you, man? Where you at? Oh man, I'm over here, so and so, so, so. Hey man, let's get together and do so and so. No, that's gonna be bad timing. What do you mean? I'm gonna be so and so. That's the way you do them kind of people. You don't let them get that close, cause they the kind of scatterbrain that'll mess up something in your life and won't even realize it. You got friends like that. You do. Straight 100% pure, natural, organic knuckleheads. And you being their friend and don't understand how you need to feed that person out of long handled spoon, keep them at bay. You like always saving them or doing something for them. They always ask you for something, need your help, and yada, yada, yada. It's like a big old child that you didn't birth. You know what I'm saying? You're saving them out of trouble. You helping them over here and doing it. And you know why? You know why it's like that? Because you do it. I've seen them people, man. In 63 years I've been on this planet, I've seen plenty of them. You know what? The reason why they doing you like that is because you will give it to them. Stop giving it to them, they'll disappear. They'll find somebody else to get it to them, to get it from. As long as they can sucker you, and as long as you give it to them, as long as you always gonna be there for them and help them, they ain't never gonna get it together. Why? They don't have to. Just think about it. Why do they need to get it together when they can always come to you with some story and you help them out? They don't need to get it together. They got you there. Oh, so and so, I said whatever, and then here you come, Superman to the rescue, flying down off the building. Man, please, I don't have people like that around me. You know why? Because I ain't gonna do it. If I told your knucklehead butt don't go over there, why you calling me? Oh man, I need a little help. Oh, you need some help? To do what? Oh, bro, I need so and so and so. But I told you 2 days ago, don't do that because this is what was gonna happen. You didn't believe me? Oh well, bro, I thought you was joking. Thought I was joking. You know good and well I wasn't joking, man. You did that because you wanted to. You didn't hear me because you wanted to do it. See, that's what that was. I told you don't go over there and do that. I told you that 2 days ago. Now here it is 2 days later. You telling me you need my help to do what? Man, you know what? I don't know about you, bro. I ain't never. You know what? You're gonna have to learn the hard way. So I'm not going over there. Triplet, what's going on? Click the button. Come on in and talk to me. I see you. I never liked to trust the Kamala Harris or Gavin Newsom. Not long ago, they were saying Biden was fine, and we knew he wasn't. Then I found out that she told her this San Francisco and judge had to. Remember, that's the woman that kept those brothers locked up when they were supposed to be free. You remember that? You remember the brother that was on death row? She hid the evidence until the court forced her to let the evidence go to show that the brother was free. Huh? Man, that girl, she deep. So y'all can't let her be the president. Marquette, you gonna come in and talk to me? I put the link up there. Well, I'll post it again. Come on in and chop it up with me a few minutes. I appreciate it. Put it in the comment section. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and hit that StreamYard link right there. Come on in and chop it up with me a little bit. So we can share some stuff. You can do it on your cell phone or you do it on your computer. If you want to show your face, yay. If not, you don't have to show your face. It's all good. Yeah. So anyway, it was a mess out there, to be a leader over people, you need to have your head, like in a good space. I know this world is full of, terrible people. And that don't mean that, we still have to be, subjected to these types of knuckleheads as leaders. Do I believe that she gonna win? The only way is she will have to cheat, which I believe they get ready to do anyway. Because they talking about that this election is going to be flawed. They're not sure. They don't feel that the winner of the election is going to be known for several days or weeks, maybe even months. This is what they're already beginning to say in certain areas because they just want to get you ready for the big second robbery. You know, um, Trump on some of these early voting, they're already showing he done won. Won the state, and in winning that state, he picks up the electoral college votes in that state. So the numbers are already coming in. He doing real good. Okay. All right, I got you, Mark. How we doing?
Oh, good.
Talk to me. What's on your mind today?
I was just listening to you, say what you always say. And I'm sitting here, I'm kind of sick. I'm supposed to be at work.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't trust these fake tests, but these tests say I got COVID. So uh,
uh-huh.
more than likely that's what it is, but almost just as likely I might have the flu. But
You might have to
anyway,
what?
huh?
You say you might have to what?
No, more than likely I have COVID, but just as likely I could have the flu.
Okay. What do you feel?
About what?
What do you feel you might have? The
Oh,
flu or COVID?
I think it probably is COVID because of my temperature. My temperature is just up. Um, there's more of this with the flu. There's more body aches, and with COVID is more of a higher temperature for me. But I don't have the missing sense of smell. I had that the last time that I had COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
well,
other than that's why I don't want to be on the camera. That I'm
right,
not.
I understand. That's good. That's good. You you had it before, so they say if you had it before, then you should have you should have the type of resistance, the
Yes,
natural immunity from it.
yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been keeping up with what's happening with the election and Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And did you
And
see the vice president debate the other night? I mean,
um, it's really kind of discouraging. It's good to know that stuff for conversation, but I really just kind of uh 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 went and got. I looked at some highlights of it
mm-hmm.
for the most part, and it was really different from Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Um, they made it seem it was almost like they were a little too friendly.
Yeah, they were very cordial, wasn't it? They was
It
very cordial.
was very like, and even with
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump, I'm like, how come this man didn't say anything about what's going on, with this immigration situation?
Right, right.
He just sat there and kind of kept his mouth shut, and that is very unlike Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to throw boulders when it comes to things that he knows he can get points with when it comes to the people.
Right.
And he didn't do that. It just I'm like this is fake. This is fake. I can't watch it when I know situations are a lie. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really quick, of course, listening to you and a few other people, but you mostly because you're there and you know what the
Mm-hmm.
deal is, and that stuff is a lie. Even people like Eddie Griffin now I'm kind of watching a little bit on YouTube. He's
Mm-hmm.
gone and he's back, and of course he's very vulgar when it comes to his comedy, but it's very truthful.
Right.
And he's one of the few that haven't actually turned to to the dark side for the way I call it, or actually taking money. And you know these people are taking money to go against their own people. It's
Right.
so it's so disheartening to know that pretty much only our people are the ones that have good influence over each other, and we will turn around and say how great Kamala Harris is when you know this woman ain't great.
Right.
And when you know she's not black, and even if she is black, she don't want to be black.
Nope.
She
Sure
don't
don't.
want to be black. It's crazy. Oh, why are you voting for Kamala Harris? Oh, because she's black. A woman is not black. A woman refused to say she is black, and ain't a black person on earth that refused to say they're black and they're proud to be black.
Nowhere, bro.
It's incredible.
Everybody proud to be black.
Yeah, like you always say. And nobody should not be proud to be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That woman don't want to be black. You see it all over her face, just laughing around. It it gets to be cliche, but how are you going to stand in front of world leaders and you giggling, don't really know what to say?
You see that piece when she was over there, and the reporter asked her about the migrants, and she was standing next to what was that, Poland, Italy, and she asked Kamala Harris a direct question. Kamala, she got the giggling and said, "A friend indeed is a friend in need," and looked at the president. And he waved his hand. Said, "That's your question." And nigga, please, that's on you. Oh God, I said, man, this is crazy. And they said wanting this girl, but brother, what do you think? And just hypothetically, what do you think if Donald Trump lose to Kamala Harris this election? Have you thought ran that scenario?
I really I thought about it, but I have not. I've thought about it, but I haven't thought about it because it's it's such a horrible scenario in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just don't want to contemplate that, because I truly don't think that she um no, that was my wife. I truly don't think that I think that she's a true puppet. Now Donald Trump is not. That's why they're doing all they can to keep that man. They done brought up some more charges on Donald Trump.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, to try to keep him out. That's got to tell people something.
Right.
But it's incredible, and I get it. It's incredible, by the way, that people hate Donald Trump so much that they don't want him anywhere near the White House. But then you ignore the opponent that they put in that was not voted in. So I think that I don't know. I don't want to say that she's just going to destroy the United States, but that's basically where it could go. In 4 years, the woman already um, took guns out of San Francisco. She passed some kind of bill up there, some AB bill up there to completely take guns away and ammunition away from people in San Francisco. And a judge had to say, nope, that's
They do that.
you can't do that. We have we have the Second Amendment for a reason.
Right.
So they said no. And anyone who's willing to do that just because, and then tell all kind of lies about how she's got a gun, she shoots, people come to my house, they go get shot. You know, The woman is so disingenuous. It's sickening, and I don't know. I,
Mm-hmm.
whoever is holding her puppet strings are just going to have at it.
You
I'm con-
think I would I would mention that New World Order thing that Klaus Schwab put together,
yeah,
and huh,
yes,
and to have someone like Trump in there would devastate all of that because Trump is not a politician like them, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and so he would be a real hard individual to move. He wouldn't be good for that because just like he's saying, he loved America. He done showed it.
yeah,
Even with this storm down there,
yeah.
shoot, he's on the ground. And I looked on the hey, we got Dr. Chantel Johnson on. She's Dr. Chantel Johnson. She's on. Okay. When you're ready, unmute yourself, okay? When you're ready to speak, just let me know. Okay. So yeah, Trump, he jumped on down on the ground, and Mark, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And looked at the situation and realized that communication was critical because a lot of those people are, not able to uh, contact their loved one, let them know they all right, they not all right, they need this and what have you. So he called Elon Musk and said, bring over Starlink and let's get some communication for the people. And then he turned around and opened the GoFundMe. Man, that thing got over $4,400,000 in 3 days.
Wow,
In 3 days, bro.
wow,
This is Donald Trump, and he ain't even the president. Okay, he's been able to do that, right?
wow. And
Just being a
and he's a multi-billionaire,
yeah, yeah,
supposedly.
exactly.
These people
You
got
know,
all this money. It's always the people who give all the money that all these main players need. It's the people and the companies.
mm-hmm.
They always get them all the money they need. They never have to use their own money for anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, he jumped down there, man, and got him the GoFundMe, the communication. And where was Kamala Harris? She was out on the West Coast hobnobbing with her rich folk looking for donations, you know. And
Yeah,
where was Biden? Biden said, I was on the phone. When the reporters asked him, he said, hey, dude, where you been? What about the you know, the victim down there?
yeah,
He
yeah,
like, I've been on the phone. That
yeah.
GoFundMe right now is at $4,530,806, and they only wanted $1 million, but in 3 days, that's what it's got, 4.5 million.
Yeah,
And it shows Trump down there shaking hand with the people, making moves, and
yeah,
your government clowns, they all doing dumb stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Bro, if he win this, if she win this election, it has to be by cheating.
Oh yeah,
She cannot beat
yeah,
Donald Trump straight
yeah.
up. It is too much energy. Man, I listened to a sheriff down in Georgia that their county has been Democrat ever since it's been a county. He said, we voting for Trump this election, and we've been Democrats for 60 some odd years. He said, forget the dumb stuff. We going with Trump this year.
Wow.
So if
And
you flip it, huh?
I've heard more black people than I've ever had before saying that they're going to vote for Trump also.
Absolutely.
But
Because
all they want you to see on TV and on YouTube and on videos is that people want to vote for Harris and all the propaganda.
Right. Propaganda. Trump, he connects with people better. You know, when he go to the hamburger shop, the wherever he go,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he connect with people and people feel him a lot better. You remember the sister when he was in the Chick-fil-A?
Mm-hmm.
I watched the video and he's out there with the people, you know, and everybody being cool. One brother told him, Trump, you ain't got nothing to worry about. We gonna be your security. He said, we'll surround the building. He said,
I
thank
remember.
you, thank you. You know, he said, y'all can eat some burger. So he bought all the shakes or something and talking. And his one sister was just packed full of energy.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, she was fat. I looked at Trump and he was like, man, you kind of unique. He looked at it, he said, let's take a picture, you know. That
yeah.
girl was just, I liked her, man. She was my, she's a, and then what he have her at the next rally, and that sister brought, man, and when she said, and you talking about Kamala Harris destroying families, he said, maybe we need to ask Miss Willie Brown about that. Man, I said, oh God, she said that. Yeah.
Wow.
She said, maybe we need to ask. I'm like, damn, Jim.
Yeah,
She took it to the head, boy.
yeah, yeah.
Man, I said, this is great. You know, it's just like one man, there'd be so much energy with them Trump rallies that you think it's a Super Bowl game, a college game or something, man. And then you
Exactly.
mean to tell me Kamala Harris, they talking about they had the Photoshop and she paying people. And like one of the commenters on the, you know, those channels that be off, they don't be mainstream. One woman, she said, $100 million, you got enough money to pay some people to show up. Yeah, you could do that. And
Yeah.
so the guy over there on Fox, he said, hey, he said, Kamala Harris, she got to give free concerts and bring out the stars and everybody to get people to come. But when she started talking, the people leave. Donald Trump, he comes to the place and everybody came to see Donald Trump. He's packing the house. More
Mm-hmm.
people outside than there's inside, right? Folks
Mm-hmm.
waiting 8 hours, 10, 12 hours to try to get in these facilities. And this girl wind up winning. I think, bro, if this woman win that doggone presidency, the greater majority of the United States of American citizens gonna know that it was rigged, it was stolen, and they gonna lose their mind, and they more than likely will burn the place down.
That's what I'm trying not to think about. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
It could get to that, bro. Because you know
Oh,
the people.
a lot of people already mentally there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are mentally there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, let me know when you guys are ready to burn this place down. Because they up there, they doing crazy stuff. And I'm not talking about no January 6th. They talking about you got to bring hundreds of thousands of people up there.
Mm-hmm.
Go up there and just act a complete fool.
They make January 6th look like it was a picnic.
Yeah, a picnic.
You know,
Exactly.
I believe people people are at their wits end, man. It's like they so people are so tired of the lies and the bullshiggity. And you look at the gas prices, man. This business is real. These
Mm-hmm.
daggone prices up through the roof, man. I mean, this ain't no joke. And then every time you look up Kamala Harris, they talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump ain't been in office in 4 years. Stop that. Stop.
Mm-hmm. He has not been there in 4 years.
In 4 years.
Everything
Stop
that's
the
going
bull.
on now is on her and Biden.
Absolutely. So just stop the bull.
But
You can't say Donald Trump no more.
Yeah. But they're trying to act like they're brand new. They're trying to act brand new. You know?
Right. And you got some people, they don't care.
Yeah. Kamala Harris put a mother in jail because her daughter wasn't going to school because she was in the hospital.
I watched the whole video, man. It was heartbreaking, man. It was hard to get through it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to get through that. That little child was so precious. And she was just talking about the pain. She said, I went to school. I got 3 days this week. I was able to go to school 3 days. And
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris, is over there talking about I love money. And then only thing she looking at is that $1.2 billion that California missed for truancy. And she used that sister as an example. Because you remember when they took her out, they did the perp walk, in the
Yep.
handcuffs. She
Yep.
said when she got outside, the news media and everybody was out there. They took close-up shots of my hands in the handcuff, did me real dirty. And so she said she lost her job, lost the apartment. She had to go to some seedy hotel, and it was
Yep.
all because her child was in the hospital, not
Right.
being truant or ignorant. The child was either in the hospital or at the house or in school when she felt like she could go to school.
Yep.
And this heifer come along and put the mother in jail and lied about it on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God, who was another gatekeeper.
Yep.
And Charlemagne asked, did anybody go, put it? No, we never put no one in jail. We prosecuted some people, but no one never went to jail. You was a bold-faced, damnable Negro black woman lie.
Yep.
That sister Kaylee, I think that was her name, Kaylee. She
Mm-hmm.
told her story, and several other, accounts have carried the story, and she talked about it. And so, these knucklehead is still talking about Donald Trump. And so the thing that I lost a good friend when I read this information. I'm gonna read here. It comes from this chart that says, in case you undecided, during the Trump 4 years, the inflation was only 1.9%. Now, under the 4 years of Biden Harris administration, inflation is 17%.
Wow.
During the Trump administration, the average gas price nationally was only $2.17. Gas price now under the Biden administration averaged $3.96. That's 4 cents less than $4 a gallon.
Wow.
Okay, talking about buying a house, the 30-year mortgage. Trump 2.68%, Biden 7.48%. Now the thing I want to mention, when this girl, when Harris is talking about tax credit for buying a house to help you get started, oh, stop. In order to help the people get started, you have to give them $50,000 cash so they can go in, do the down payment or something, and pay for the closing, and they get the house. The $50,000 credit is a tax credit on the back end where you don't actually get no money.
Yeah.
You get a credit.
Yeah.
So it's like they giving the money to the migrants, the cash, so they can go and buy the house.
Yes.
But then they telling Americans, we're going to give you $50,000 tax credit to help you get started. You can't get started with a $50,000 tax credit. You have to get the house, then the tax credit come in and say, okay, now $50,000 less. That ain't no help.
No.
That ain't no daggone help.
No.
Anyway, the average rent under Trump was $1,096. The average rent under the Biden-Harris administration is $2,395. That's why these people getting thrown in the street. $2,395. Miss Harris. The NASDAQ for the investors, people investing on Wall Street. Yeah. Trump, it was up 62%. Folks was making money. Dude, I'm a option trader.
Mm-hmm.
I studied stock option trading in America with Terry Harris, the sister that's going to come on, Chantel Johnson. She's a stock option trader also. Her and I was in the same school, right? So the NASDAQ means something to people like us.
Yes.
But it was up 62% under Trump. Everybody was making money. The NASDAQ under Biden up a measly 13.8%, squeezing people. Now, let me say something. NASDAQ, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, I know it's part of the. I know it's part of like the S&P, Nasdaq, and S&P trading the trading stocks for companies. Yes.
Okay, NASDAQ is it's the National Association for Security Dealers Automated Quotation. That's
Okay.
what those letters mean, NASDAQ.
Okay.
Okay, the NASDAQ, National Association Security Dealers Automated Quotation. That's the NASDAQ. And just like you're right, it's your stock. And also under the NASDAQ, you find that the tech stocks are listed under the NASDAQ.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Now here's the three that where you if you know this next three that I'm sharing, it affects every single individual. Now they've been bamboozling people, and you notice how they've been talking about women's right, abortion. Why the world do you keep driving that? When you got women out here, they ain't nowhere near gonna have no baby. And then you got all these men that got to sit up and listen to you go back and forth talking about women's right and having a baby. We ain't finna have no baby. And you keep driving that point as if that's the main thing, but you taking up airspace. If we got 15 minutes to talk, you done took 12 minutes talking about women's right and lying about Trump when he said no. He's the only thing I'm against, man, is like when it come down to incest, rape, and the threat the life of the mother. Okay? So these three affect every single individual. And that's grocery prices. Under Trump, the grocery price was up 3.5%. Now, the numbers I'm sharing with you was the average over the whole 4 years of the presidency, Trump and Biden, okay? You with me?
Yes.
Okay. Trump, 3.5%. Grocery prices under Biden, Harris today is up 25%.
Wow. And we noticed this stuff. We know it. Some of these people that are talking about voting for Kamala Harris, they know it too.
Yep.
I don't understand.
Yep. They know it. Go in the store.
Amazing.
Go in the store, man. This girl did a video where she went shopping during the Trump administration, and she spent like $100 and some odd dollars. She had 10 brown grocery bags full of food on her counter. Then she went to the same store with the same money, and she only had one bag. There was another guy that did a thing. He discovered something on Amazon. He purchased some items a few years ago under the Trump administration, 2018, 19, whatnot, and he spent $150 getting these things. And he discovered on Amazon that you have a particular button that says repurchase.
Repurchase?
Yeah, and he had to repurchase, and every single thing that he bought that cost him $150 in 2019 under Trump, today it would have been $455.
Wow.
You need some more proof. The electricity under Trump for the average 4 year was no change. Under Biden, it's up 21.4% for your electricity. Now, real average wages under Trump was up 7.1%. Under Biden, it's down negative 3.5%. That's where you make your decision. Hey, let's say shalom to Miss Chantel Johnson.
Yes, how you doing?
Oh,
shalom.
Shalom, great sister. Welcome to the chat.
Thank you.
What's on your mind today? We're just talking about, we've been chopping it up about the election and whatnot, and Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. I'm sure you listen in. You have some more thoughts you'd like to share?
No, no
You
thoughts on that one. No more thoughts than
no
what you've
more thoughts.
already said.
Oh, okay. You got something else you'd like to share with us? Maybe another topic. We open today. It's open mic
No, I'm just here working.
and looking beautiful as usual.
Toda.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what that's what's taking place. Those facts right there for people that may not um they don't know, because when you hear them individuals say things like, "Oh man, Trump is ignorant. Trump he's stupid. He'll fool. He said he'll grab women by the private part. Who talks like that, man? I ain't gonna be doing nothing like that. Vote for no fool like that. you know." But you don't hear anyone talking about his policies.
Right.
Okay, okay. So come on now. This year is what, 2024, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you done had 4 years of Biden Harris, right?
Yeah.
Trump said that when he was on the bus talking with the guy. When was that? 2016. That's like 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So you still talking about something some dude said on a bus somewhere 8 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and
Man.
like
Oh God, Nick, no, please.
nobody really liked that. But, guys, when they know they ain't no mic around, guys tend to talk that way. It's not like they trying to they're plotting some kind of murderous situation because he said something like that. It was gross, but Trump is
I
one of
don't
them
think
guys.
anybody is really dealing with that too much anymore. I think the main thing is like I heard one guy say, and I think he was of Palestinian descent. So he was like, for sure, he's not voting for Kamala. He can't vote for her. And he definitely not voting for Trump because he's a threat to democracy, is what he said. And I think he was in the Detroit area. So I think that because I think they were talking about the electoral vote for Detroit, and they have like a third. Was it Stein or someone who else is on the ticket? But um, I think the main thing is the people that don't want to vote for Kamala and they don't want to vote for Trump. I think the lesser or the better candidate of the two that they don't like would be Trump, and I think that's how he's actually gonna win. Um, but they're probably gonna do something so that he cannot. Like right after the debate with the vice presidents, Vance clearly, nailed it, and now I heard on the news that now they're talking about more charges for Trump. So he's bringing
Yep.
up something else. So
Yep.
they'll try to put him in jail or something. But he's clearly the better choice, whether you like him or not. The numbers don't lie, the stats don't lie, even for the working class. And I forgot the brother's name. He's a senator. No, no, what is he? I can't think of his name right now. He was on the Breakfast Club. I think I sent you the clip for him. Okay, I gotta go. I got a patient. I'll talk to you guys. Sorry.
Yep. See you later.
See you later.
Yeah, they don't want him, but the nation want him,
Yeah.
and they do something. I And I'm not beyond the Democrat, bro. Thinking of, meaning that I believe they're gonna do something. It's like you walking through the woods and you sense something out there with you. That's the way I feel about these Democrats. They will lie, cheat, steal, whatever. And I think that they still gonna try to pull something. You feel me? Can you hear me? It's the internet. I think Mark dropped off. Let's see if he come back. I still got one brother said he was coming on. Give him 5 minutes. And yeah, I don't put nothing past these Democrats, because they could go there. They really could. And if Trump lose, I don't know, boy. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be too cool. If Trump lose the election, sheesh. Anyway, I'm gonna hang in here just for a moment to see if Mark make it back, and maybe the internet went down or something. Okay, so I don't know. Sound like his internet went out because he would have signed off. Wouldn't just drop out like that. That's what I would think. Yeah, there you. Hey, bro, you made it back, huh?
Yeah. My daughter called.
Okay.
She tried to FaceTime me. I'm like, oh no, I don't know what to do. So I ended up having to go out and come back.
Okay, yeah, we see you now. We see your face.
Yeah.
Okay. Taking it easy at the crib today.
Yeah, I'm at home today.
And I don't trust these Democrats, bro. I think that these jokers would try to pull one, because their wickedness is just unbridled. So I would love to see Trump the president again. But I think between now and him getting to that Bible saying the oath is going to be climbing up a slick pole with these demon cracks.
Oh, yeah.
So they done tried to kill him twice.
Yeah. It's crazy. They didn't try to shoot the man twice. He's still out here. Like they won't. From what I'm hearing, they won't tighten up the security for him.
Right.
JFK, I was going to vote for him, but he had to drop out because they don't want to. They won't give him no airtime. That's another thing that they do in this whole situation is they won't support anyone else who wants to actually run. You don't even know who their darn names are.
Right.
That's what's fake about this whole situation in the United States in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. You got other parties, but you don't recognize them.
When I've said on several occasions when Biden put his hand on that Bible to take the oath, that was a coup. I think I might have been the first person I ever heard mention that. I said that was the most sophisticated coup ever. Because, the coups that we used to are in other countries when military men take over. They had a military, uniforms on and oh, that's a coup. But what took place up there when Biden placed his hand on that Bible to take the oath, that was a culmination of a masterful coup. And as we see how the government has been, functioning with him weaponizing the DOG and using these agencies for personal benefit, yeah, it's a coup. In the way uh, Kamala running around, for a long season, man, we hadn't heard nothing from her. Like, where is she? People is jumping up out of her camp. Simone Sanders, the big girl with the bald head talking loud, she left. And then, I got wind that it's hell working for Harris because she blaming people for her shortcoming because she won't do her homework. It's a nasty attitude. And so all these things adds up to a bunch of knuckleheads that took that did a coup. And I said it was the most sophisticated coup in very expensive suit, nice silk ties, and great shoes. You know, and look at Agenda 2025. Most people haven't read that document. I haven't read the whole thing. It's 900 pages. I ain't never read no book 900 pages, but I did read some of the Agenda 25, and I read what I feel is enough to understand that what those people got together to do was to model the U.S. government. You have a house that is old and needs painting and some things need changing. What do you call that process? Upgrade, remodel, restore, remodel. And so the Agenda 25, from what I read, first and foremost, it wasn't put together by Donald J. Trump. The Agenda 25 was put together by 400 men over several years, even before Trump got in the White House. Mm-hmm. And the whole objective was to remodel the U.S. government and how it operates, which right now, that would be a good thing because the fact that these Biden done went in there and weaponized these different departments and look at what they're doing to Trump, the prosecutor, they sending him all these, cases. Now, like when you look at Kamala Harris, it's new stuff coming up about her every day. Okay, so her husband just been exposed as having an illicit affair with the other wife, sexing the doggone babysitter and getting her pregnant. And he admitted to it. Then when they was over in Kansas, they said he slapped out some woman over there, and they sitting up in the interview talking about, he's a great example of a man. And he talking about, I believe in lifting up the women and supporting women and everything. But the way the devil talk is that dude, once you done knock the hell out of the woman and put her on the ground, you're going to have to lift her up. That's all you do, lift her up. As you done knock the crap out of her.
Is she on the ground?
She on the ground. You think you talk about, I believe in lifting women up. You ain't got no choice. And so all these jokers is scandalous, man. They scandalous, bro. These niggas is dirty, boy. I'm like, look at these fools, man. What's happening, brother? Mark, we got another brother in the show. This is brother from the Great Five Show.
Welcome.
Eric.
I'm from the 5-0.
Welcome, the 5-0. Brothers in here talking. We chopping it up, Come on in, man. What you got to talk to us about today, man?
I ain't got too much going on. You tell me what's happening.
Now, if I had your hand, I'd throw it in. It'd be like down there in Brazil, bro. I wouldn't be up here catching rockets.
Yeah, I know, man. That's really a sad situation,
Yeah, that is, man. There's a certain kind of way. We were just sharing information about Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, this presidency, man, and hoping that brothers and sisters understand they don't need to vote for Kamala. They need to go on with Trump and stop all the dumb stuff. I just read a list of different things that Trump successful on, and so a great brother like you, I'm sure you have some wisdom. Oh, we just talking about everything, That's just basically.
Well, I tell you this, man. I don't know. Where's everybody else living? Everybody's from I know you're in Israel. Where is everyone else?
The people we talking about living in the state. Mark,
Yep.
Tripp.
Yep.
This is Eric Evans. He has the 5 show. He joined in. Eric, this is
Oh,
Mark. Mark, this is Eric.
I'm in San Bernardino, California.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I live down in Orlando, Florida, but I also spend time in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
And I have well, my perspective is I think the spirit of Donald Trump is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure it's that much more dangerous than what President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris is allowing Israel to do today.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So, go ahead.
No, I agree. I don't like either one of them, but if you have to vote for one of them, either you're not going to vote, or, in my opinion, or I think they're trying to sneak Kamala Harris in there. That's really how I feel. She just feels really sneaky. I don't feel any transparency. And then looking at everything that, the Nubian King and I have already been talking about, listening to him when it comes to other details about what's been going on throughout the course of them campaigning for president. It's a pretty clear choice, like he's been saying for the past maybe 30 minutes or so. But I've been looking at it the whole time. I just, how you have a natural instinct of trust or not. And the way this woman giggles and stuff, how are you going to stand in front of Kim Jong-un and try to make decisions for
those are the
United
least of my concerns. Those are the least of my concerns in every way. I'll tell you what I'm getting to. I believe Kamala Harris has to win. I believe she has to win. Not necessarily for my sake, but I believe in a weird, strange way, almost for the sake of humanity. Let me elaborate.
Wow.
On, I believe it was September 6th, there was a failed coup in the United States. No, January 6th, I'm sorry. There was a failed coup in the United States, orchestrated by the Republican Party and its meons and people who just ain't right. And at the end of the day, when Donald Trump became president, I just happened to be in Brazil when he became president. And someone said to me, "Man, how do you feel about that?" Because I thought Hillary Clinton was going to win. I said, "Well, I got 2 feelings. One feeling is, if you were born and raised in the United States, you absolutely know we are a sexist, racist country, unequivocally, period. Now that Donald Trump won the presidency, everybody in the world will know." And I say, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I can say whether it, in my opinion, in my experience, whether it's right or wrong, but that's just me. Now, let me hit you on the other side. The other side is the stuff with Vice President Kamala Harris. I feel like a guy, a male, has zero I started to speak Portuguese on you, I'm sorry. Has zero influence on what a woman should be able to do with her body. I'm full-fledged on that. I'm a dude, period. And I feel like that's just another way that folks control other folks. And being Black American, growing up in the South, presuming that my grandmother of the grandmother of the grandmother probably was a slave, and then knowing that I grew up on the property of the Ku Klux Klan, and my daddy worked for the Grand Wizard himself. So when I think about what's going on today politically, and I grew up in the church, and I got different words to say about that, but I grew up in the church and I believe in Jesus Christ. But check this piece out. As I was talking to some friends of mine, and I said, well, if you just kind of pull the names out, because at the end of the day, I do believe it's about spirits and principalities. I really do. And I've always believed if the spirit of anything, no matter what it looks like or who it is, can make something that is clearly wrong appear to be right, that's a dangerous entity. So that thing that happened on January 6th, that was clearly wrong. But that's only in my opinion. Now, for me to sound exasperated or passionate about something being clearly wrong, but some folks perceive it as being okay and all right, well, that would be the first mistake toward the demise of humanity. Because if it was about right and wrong, well, about the spirits of right and wrong. And if you believe in some of the stories in the Bible, and the critical story in the Bible is, as they say with Christianity, it is not my birth, but my death. And if you believe, because this was the story that was told, there are these two dudes, and let's just take their names out, but just for biblical talk. One dude represented and was said to have never done anything wrong. He just called everybody out. They called him Jesus. There's this other dude who said, no, I'm the worst thing you ever seen, paraphrasing. Yeah, I did it. What? They called him Barabbas.
Who?
Now let's take those two names out and just have spirits and principalities.
You said called him who?
Barabbas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then there was this third guy who was a supposed Roman general who's like, man, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just following orders.
So you
So who do y'all want me to say? Who do y'all want me to say?
Question: you laying all this out to make your case as to why Kamala Harris should be president?
Because if she doesn't win, everyone should just go and rob a bank, because it's clearly no longer about right and wrong. We knew that in the beginning. It's about who has the power to not be prosecuted. No one needs to build new laws or create new laws. You simply need to enforce the ones that are on the books. But who has the courage to do that? And I'm not sure Kamala Harris does, but this will be her real test if she wins, because she's a prosecutor and he's a convicted felon. Now, I spent my whole life beating down, listening to the beat down from society, and then turning around doing the same thing to my kids. No, be a nice guy. Don't do bad stuff. Don't get convicted. Apparently, that don't matter. Apparently, that doesn't matter. So, if it's all about getting the money, oh, I can get the money. You probably won't like me, but who cares if she doesn't win? But that's just my 2 cents from the other side.
Okay, so kind of got thrown off a little bit with the Jesus thing, because I didn't understand how that connected with.
Well, this is how.
I missed. I honestly admit I missed that totally.
This is how. If you remember, I said it's about spirits and principalities.
Mm-hmm.
And if the spirit of righteousness and doing the good things was supposed to be under the name of Jesus, and if the spirit of openly admitting that I'm doing some really bad stuff was under the name of Barabbas. And if you pull those names out and just look at the characteristics of what is going on, one person says it's okay to grab a girl. You grab my daughter, I might have to punch you in the face. One person laughs at military vets. My brothers are military vets. My son's a patriot. One person, at least per the photos, give military secrets to the perceived enemy. That's treason if I've ever seen it. The other person, well, I'm not sure they got the courage to stand up to that kind of stuff and say, no, you can't do it on my watch. So I'm not sure what is the right choice. But I think when I look at what I've seen with my own eye, man, I think she has to win for the sake of humanity. Now, let me tell you what another friend of mine said to me.
Crazy.
He said, Eric, this was my advisor who's Jewish. He'd been my advisor like maybe 25 years. And I would complain about how I get treated often in the United States as a black person. Let's not solely indemnify the United States. The same thing happens around the world. Anyways, he was saying, well, if you don't like what's going on in the United States, man, you should get yourself a place in another country. I did. So then I was talking about how the economic game is played in the United States and how, you know, the playing around with the dollar and all this stuff. And he says, man, if you don't like the money here, you should open an account somewhere else. I did. So the point of me saying this is, to a certain degree, I have options. And to a certain degree, it doesn't impact me one way or the other who wins. So when I say what I say, I'm saying it for the masses that it may impact. Because not to a certain degree, I'm insulated to a certain degree. My brothers and sisters aren't. My friends, I'm say that again.
Your brother and sister, what?
I said, but my brothers and sisters aren't. Now they are if they come to my place. So it seems to me that the new American dream, at least for minorities, is to have a backup plan in another country.
Well, I support Trump.
That's cool. That's why we have everybody got their own personal opinions. Freedom of speech, First Amendment, Second Amendment, my right to carry a gun, and I'm totally down with that. So, and then third is freedom of religion. So I'm down with all three of them.
You know that she took that right away from San Francisco, people in San Francisco, until a judge overturned that?
The right to have a gun.
She took that away. She took it.
Yeah. So did Trump take away abortion?
What's
It
wrong
ain't
with
for me to say.
I don't have a big problem with people not using abortion to as like some people use abortion almost like a birth control.
Well, at the end of the day,
Why not want more life and not less life?
let me tell you, I grew up so poor. And I saw the misery of poverty. I would pray every day to never have kids under no circumstance. Because why would I ever want to introduce a kid into a place where just because he's brown, he get called a nigger to his face and the whole education system is stacked against him? Why would I want to consciously do that? Knowing.
I feel the same way. My daughter kept having kids.
Mm-hmm.
Told her that as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Kept having kids under my roof.
Mm-hmm.
I can't throw her out.
Right.
Kept having children. I'm like, what are you doing? She just had her fourth one. I'm like, Morgan, are you? You come from, and I've been telling you. So my point is that people are gonna have kids anyway.
Right. I guess my piece is whether a person has a kid or not, they're the one who's having the kid, not me. Because I can't. Have you ever seen a baby birth?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That's some wild looking stuff.
Yeah, plenty of.
And that's
Yeah,
wild.
if that's not something you want to see, I'll tell you that.
And what it does is it puts things in perspective of like, oh my gosh, what the world? Is this alien?
Yeah, yeah.
So the only reason I say that is something is happening in that situation that is bigger than me and bigger than all of us. So I'm not sure it's my place. In fact, I am sure it's not my place to try to control it. So that's why I say what I say.
So why you think that's become such a topic? The Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, Roe versus Wade. I think it became a topic, and again, this is just my opinion. It breaks itself down into cultural categories when I think about it. I think the reason it's huge now is because so many grandmothers and great grandmothers, women, and other people who supported them fought for rights to control their own body, and they thought they had it in the bag. And then after 50 years or so, another entity says, no, I think not only do I control, lots of things about you, I control whether you decide to have a kid or not. And I think that's kind of jacked up. Me, Eric, because it is kind of my body and it's me. So I feel like as a guy, I don't even have too much of a say so in it, not too much. I can mention it, but I don't see where I can force anything. And I think
Man, it's crazy. I told
it
my
is
daughter, all these vaccinations and shots with all these kids, why you want to have more kids?
right.
And she kept on doing it. It's so disappointing to me.
But she might need that though, man.
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah,
learning
yeah,
is people need different things, and
yeah.
you
Mhm.
know, at first I might would have judged something one way or the other, but now I just accept stuff is just it is what it is because people need different things, and I think that's where culture of morality comes in. And if one would to say, how do you define culture and how do you define morality? I would say morality, I would say culture would be a group of people that have certain things in common that keep that group together, or at least that defines them from another group. I would say morality would be the rules and values that group hold to retain the cement of that culture. So when Hillary Clinton lost, I went on a cruise, and this is really weird. I went on a cruise with a couple billionaire type guys and a couple millionaire type guys, and I was the regular guy, and there's some other regular people on the boat. And I talked to this 25, 26-year-old white woman on the cruise, and I said to her, I said, I don't understand. I just got one question. I don't understand how you would give away your power. She said, what are you talking about? I said, whether you like Hillary Clinton or not, it seems to me the only woman who's going to go to the mat for another woman is a woman, the only person, rather. Surely a girl is going to go harder for a girl than a guy will. And why would you give that power to your grandfather? And what I call that, I created this, I call it a theory, the Santa Claus theory. See, when I was 8 years old, 10 years old, I said to my mom, why do people keep lying to me? She said, what are you talking about? I said, we live on the property of the clan. I get called nigga just about every day about somebody. And if I'm not called it, it's clearly inferred and I'm treated that way. But yet you're going to tell me an old white guy is going to shimmy down my chimney on Christmas Eve and bring me some toys? That's where it all goes crazy from the confusion of the lie. So so my mom said, okay, you're right. There's no Santa Claus, but don't tell everybody else because you might ruin it for the other kids. Because they don't have the esteem and the confidence to handle the truth. Like in that Burger King commercial, you can't handle the truth. So my point being is our society, our society is so crazy, you can't talk about race without being accused of being a racist. You can only tell half of the story that makes your side look good, but you can't tell the other side that also makes the other side look good, or the side that makes your side look bad. I went to an all-black college initially, and I didn't want to go. But I went because my aunt had gone there, my sister had gone there, my cousin had gone. I went there, and long story short, they told me I wasn't black enough. When I left that college,
what school was that?
I can't call his name, but I will in the book that's coming out, A Journey of False Summer. What's that?
You wasn't black enough. That's different.
The specific words were, word for word, you grew up in Edgecombe County, right? Yeah. Isn't that a majority white county? I was like, well, all of rural America is majority white. My parents were farmers. Your problem is that you want to be white. This is what a 48-year-old black guy said to an influential 19-year-old black kid.
Oh, yeah?
That's what he said to me. I said, no, man, my problem is you. I want to be free. I want to be free to do. It's hard enough on its own. I want to be free to be me, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I left that school and I went to an all-white college where I ultimately graduated. And my very first roommate said to me, hey, man, I'm from Western Carolina, and we call black folks niggas, period.
Black people, what? Whoa.
Niggas. And I said, well,
Gee.
I'm from Eastern Carolina, too, and I know how to deal with a poisonous state. And you step sideways, well, we kill it. It's what we do. So you can F around and find out. So I grew up in a place where I grew up taking out what we called a piss pot, which was a 5-gallon bucket that everybody used the bathroom in. Because my family was so poor. But at the same time, I ain't bragging, it's just the grace of God, and I frame it as a testimony. I probably got 15 bathrooms around the world. I say all this to say it don't matter what's in your pocket, man. What matters most is what's in your heart. And are you willing to leverage that to make a positive difference for somebody else? So me controlling another mug, well, that don't work for me. But maybe it works for other people. So when I look at the whole thing, I look at, man, I had not to get on the tangent. I was driving down the road the other day, and I was having this conversation with what I call God, because I'm talking with the spirit in my head. And I said, why would I be in this country by myself doing something?
Would you say not to get on the tangent?
Yeah. I said
where we at now?
You hear me?
Yeah, where are we at now? You said not to get on the tangent. I'm like, what?
It's too late, huh?
Bro, we so far out here. I don't know what were we talking about?
We're talking about whether Kamala Harris and whether Trump.
Kamala Harris. Then we on the road driving with Jesus.
That's right, because it's all about spirits and principalities.
Okay. I just had to get that in, bro. I had to get you right there, bro.
You did.
I don't even know if you got a driver's license. Then we ride with Jesus. Do he have a driver's license? You walked into that one. You walked into that, bro. I thought about that because I saw the movie. The movie, the brother in the movie, Lottery Ticket.
No, I never saw that.
Huh? Yeah, Bow
So,
Wow.
yeah.
It's funny move when the grandmother was asking them, telling them about her dream that she saw Jesus was driving the bus. The young brother asked, "Did he have a driver's license?" so, so that what made me think of that when you said we finished Jesus driving the bus or something.
Yeah, yeah. So, so
Anyway,
at the end of the day, the question that I was asking myself is, and why are all these things happening? And why do people experience what they experience? And as I was stuck in traffic, I saw a little tiny bumper sticker on the car in front of me.
mm,
It said, in another language, it
mm-hmm.
said, "We are the hands of God." So that was enough for me to have confirmation on why we're even having this conversation today. Because perhaps something that one of us three or four may say, it might impact somebody else in a way that we don't even know and that we don't even suspect. So
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
that's why I say what I
Yeah, because sometimes you can be motivating from a distance. Sometimes we don't know how we motivate from a distance,
right.
and that's the fundamental foundation of why I carry myself in the manner that I do. Is people watching you.
Yeah,
And with me being over in Israel, it's certainly easy to see me.
I'll say.
But um, it as a black man in this world, we are some incredible individuals on this planet. Black men,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you know. Um, nobody know our story. Nobody, but other great black men. You know, they
True.
don't know how we think. They don't know really what's on our hearts because you don't find black men speaking out a lot. Yeah, we take it, hey, roll on with it. We
Right.
do what we do. We
Right.
don't be on social media talking all yada yada yada. Hey man, you a brother, you do what you do. And we fortunate the three of us is at the age now where we come from the area of men. We didn't have nobody run around talking about what is a woman, and we know what a woman was. Yeah, nigga, what? Y'all got this one? You don't know what a woman is? Damn. So anyway, you know what men are. We were
Right.
raised by
Right.
men. We
Right.
going out there,
Right.
and we did what we did as boys, and we had fathers. Suck it up. Stop all that crying, boy. You know, and going over there and and so we was raised by men to talk to you. Major, speak up, boy. Hold your head up. Look him in the eye. Shake my hand. Give me a firm. Look me in the eye. We
See, but it's
learn
interesting you say
from
that.
men.
That was my mother who said all that to me.
What was your father?
Out working.
And he talked to you when he got home?
He got home at 6, 7 at night. He's tired as hell. My father left. My life is the way it is right now, I believe,
He was in the
because
house. Your
I'm
father
sorry,
was in
what?
the house.
Say
Your
that again.
father was in the house. Your father was in the house.
You mean he was with my mom? You mean?
Yeah, like okay,
Yeah.
he got together. He came to the house at 6 or 7, right, in the evening.
Right,
But
correct.
I'm saying he was in the house every night,
Yeah.
every
Mostly,
day
yeah.
with you all
Yeah.
and
At
on the
one time they
weekend.
got separated, but they got back together. But yeah, for the most part of my life, my father
Your
left the
father,
house at like 6, 6:30 in the morning and came back at, 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night.
but you knew
And
he was.
yeah, but
That's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that when you're around your father, you're around that masculine energy.
for
Even though
me
your
it was
mother,
both, really. For
huh?
me, it truly was both because I spent
Okay,
so much time. No, no, I
let
spent
me
so
finish my
much
point.
time with my mother that she would say, you need to know both sides.
Let me finish my point. What made you a man was that man that was your father, and that energy. It's like I got 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. And the reason why I'm telling you this is something my youngest son told me. He said, Abba, it's not that I need to see you every day or talk to you or throw the ball, but as long as I know you in that room, I'm good.
Right, right,
That's
right,
the point I'm making.
right,
Because your
right,
father, yeah, he was tired. That was me too. I came in tired, but my children knew I was there. And
right.
because your father is there, the energy, the spirit, it did something to them babies as they was growing. So when we did get the chance to see each other in the house, it made a difference on them becoming great adults as they are today. So that's the same thing I'm saying. Even though your mother said that to you, great.
Mhm.
What sealed the deal was the fact that your father was there and his energy was there. And we grew up like that. Nowadays, we got these young boys, 2025, these mothers are raising them. And all that's by design. All that system is by design. Because just like the judge said, I'm putting you all in jail based on words. He said, you all are so sensitive that if somebody say something to you, you ready to get to shooting. And so when you come to me because you done shot maybe to kill somebody or you shot, you had to go, I got to put you in jail when we investigate, find out you mad because he said something to you.
Right.
We are not that emotional men because we was raised by men and men taught you how to handle your emotions.
Yeah,
These young sons
I
now,
think the other way. Yeah, I think it may have manifested itself by the hands of man. But I know for me, and this is funny that not funny, but ironic that you say what you said, because I speak to my son often, and he says to me, and I understand his point. He's like, "Daddy, consequences aren't the same like they were back then. You know, you can, people. I'm a very calm spirit, uh, but at the exact same time, the animal is in me. I'm telling you, and I do every ear on it, and I've always kept the key locked, kept the cage locked, and I hide the key. Because if you don't like me when I'm the nicest guy on the planet, geez, man, I promise you, you won't like me when I'm not. The difference is I won't care. So what I do is generally lock that monster away, don't feed it one bit, and try to starve it and forget where the key is. Because the consequence for me is, well, you see it every day. Black dude gets shot just for saying what? You see it every day. So I keep my mouth shut unless I have to. And even then, I still might shut up. But and my son will say, well, I ain't gonna never let anybody do that to me. I ain't gonna never let anybody do that to me. And I'll say, yeah, maybe you will, maybe you won't.
never know till you get there. Is
You don't
Mark
know
still,
it. Right. You don't
is
know until
Mark
you're
still
there.
with us? Mark, you still with us?
Yep. I was gonna say,
Okay.
well, it ain't gonna be no shooting unless it's illegal. If your girl gets in there, I'm gonna tell you that that's a fact. Ain't gonna be no shooting.
What do you
You're gonna
mean
be
come on, shoot me?
you're gonna be stabbing. If she first thing she gonna do is take your gun.
Man, there's no way she can take you again. That's the most crazy thing I ever heard in my life. Do you know how many guns every
Hey,
American has?
no, 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 no. She don't have to physically come in and take your gun. All she got to do is illegalize them.
Man, she ain't gonna legalize. That's the Second Amendment. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, really?
She
No, that
already
is not
she,
gonna happen.
Oh, really?
Promise you.
she already said that she would be instituting a buyback program, which is taking your guns.
No, a buyback program is you voluntarily sell your gun back. And everybody knows it ain't the guns, it's the bullets. So I'm gonna give you the piece of crap gun and I'm gonna keep the
No,
bullet. Man, we know this game.
no.
That's I perfectly. That's crazy. Ain't nobody taking anybody's guns. And you know what?
Okay.
Was it Charlton Heston who said, "You can get my gun when you pry it out of my cold dead hands"? That's about how it's going to be.
No.
Well, they don't mind doing that
Go.
neither, bro.
Hey. Go to a guy named Coleon Noir. He's
Uh,
constantly his whole channel is about 2A, and he's
uh,
constantly talking about your girl Kamala,
uh-huh.
trying to take somebody's guns, and how she's 10 times worse than Joe Biden ever was. We're trying to take people's guns.
What's that on YouTube?
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Coleon Noir.
Man, the last person I'm concerned with taking my gun. You know why we have guns, right?
I
You know
know.
why we have them. You know why we have them, right? Hello?
Coleon Noir.
Yeah. He's a lawyer, black guy. He's had like 25 years.
Okay, I see Coleon Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-gun girls go to the range.
Yeah. People that are
Debate.
scared. People that are scared of guns. You know.
Debate New Yorker and Brit versus Coleon Noir. Guns are the problem. New Yorkers and Brit debate Coleon Noir.
Mm-hmm. He's got another.
Say that again. Your signal broke up.
He's got another one with Kamala. You know, locking up that lady. Yeah, I think you saw that one already. But there's another one. Him talking about how she's so much worse than Biden is when it comes to their when it comes to their energy with
Right.
taking the guns. You know, just your basic protection.
I see one. It says Kamala Harris sponsored handgun ban and confiscation bill exposed. Kamala Harris fought the Supreme Court to prevent citizens from owning guns.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris fought the Supreme Court to prevent citizens from owning handguns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Armed father and son shoot two carjackers in parking lot while out shopping. Armed citizens shoot teens trying to run over him.
Yeah, see, his whole point is that, you know, they're not saying anything about people who protect other people with guns, but they want to put it all over the news when somebody goes into a school and shoots up a bunch of kids. Oh, we got to take the gun.
Okay, he got the video on here that says, in resurfaced video, Kamala Harris saying, "We're going to walk into your home and check your guns. Tell gun owners we're going to walk into your that video also."
Yes.
You know what's really funny? Because I live in Florida. And if you step on my property without me inviting you, I can shoot you at the site. So how are you going to walk in my house and get my gun? That fire state is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous because they can still do it. And they can still say that you're a criminal. We came in and we killed him because he's a criminal.
Man,
because
Trump's a criminal
because we made guns illegal and you still wanted to keep it.
Look, Trump's a criminal and he was the president. Being a criminal apparently is not a bad thing.
Well, he's not talking about taking people's guns.
Again, of course not, because he's a criminal who has guns.
Okay.
I'm with it. You remember I said I have certain installations, so I understand. I don't necessarily agree, but I understand. I can tell you nobody is walking into my house and getting my gun.
Not without killing you first.
Well, look,
right?
You're right about that. But you do know you don't need the gun if you look like any one of three of us to get killed. So the gun just might be a convenient alibi for the person. But if you look like any one of us three,
you
don't need a gun.
We're just saying what she said. It came out of her mouth.
Yeah. I ain't concerned with what came out of her mouth. I'm more concerned with how many guns have come out of the holster of white cops that stuck it to my face and said, "Freeze, nigga, don't move."
Okay.
Those are the ones I'm concerned with.
Well, just letting
And
you
then
know.
when I say, what did I do? They let me go.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one that I'm concerned with. Not what come out of their mouth, but that
But
big
you're,
silver revolver that's not.
but we can't forget that you're insulated.
No, I said somewhat. Not always. Because I'll never be insulated from my color, ever.
Yeah. Well, you're always going to be on the bottom with being black, but you ain't going to be completely X'd out. You know, we all been black. We get it.
You can't get away from that.
We get it. We get it. We get it. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
What's frustrating is even being underneath Hispanics.
You know, the piece that bothers me really, though, man, is
Crazy.
if they would just enforce the laws across the board. Really, all this stuff, I think, would be less of a problem if they just enforce the laws across the board. And that doesn't happen.
Oh no, of course not. It never did. We
You're
came
right.
in here. We came in here under the 8 ball, didn't we?
You're right.
Yep,
And I
sure
think
did.
we fell under the illusion.
It's still been under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we fell under the illusion, the old fair and equal and
Yeah.
right. And it's gonna be everybody's gonna be just.
Yeah.
They're not.
I think a lot of our arguments are pretty much common sense. Some of them are arguable, but most of them are common sense for us. And some people just deny
Yep.
their common sense. It's like,
Yep.
look, if someone called you a nigger twice, you don't think that they think that you're beneath them?
You're right.
Even if they turn around tomorrow and say, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm not a racist."
You're right. You're totally right.
People are blocking that out, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." I mean, a lot of times I sit here in my house and I go, "I think we're doomed." My wife is the same way.
Yeah. Yeah,
My wife's the same way. You guys sitting here bashing Kamala. All the stuff I didn't told you about her, and I told you I don't like Donald Trump either.
Right.
I told you. I'll tell you that flat out. So, so you know who's going to run the country? You're going to flip a damn coin? Of course, Trump. Did bad things. I think Trump didn't rape people.
Yeah.
But this is the dilemma. Bad and badder.
You're right.
Bad and worse.
Bad and worse.
Well, you know what's really interesting is I would be curious to know. Trump has already. I heard something today or yesterday about what's going on with Israel because they're in Lebanon.
Yeah.
They started this whole thing in Palestine.
Yeah.
Then they decide, man, I'm such a badass. I can fire off into Iran.
Yeah.
And they better not respond. I'm gonna get my big brother to beat their ass. And then they can fire off into Lebanon.
That's crazy.
And man, that's so beyond crazy. There are no words that you can go and fight in 3 countries and then use your brother to threaten everybody else to let me continue to be the Hitler, the Jewish Hitler. That's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit.
And didn't I hear that the United States was assisting in blocking some of the missiles too?
Yep. But
didn't I hear that the United States was assisting with intercepting some of those missiles also?
Yes.
Which ones? Coming from Lebanon into Israel?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I mean, man.
American soldiers over here.
Man, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. That ain't right. I don't care. That is not right. That is not right. That is not right. Period. It's not right.
But you know, if you go way back into the history of all this stuff, Nubian King already knows. That most of these Jews or Jewish people ain't what they are. Ain't what they seem to be.
Nope. That ain't right, man.
They ain't.
That ain't right.
A lot of these people are imposters over there saying they are what they are.
That is not right.
You're dealing with someone that you don't know who they really are.
Can you all get a DNA test in America?
Mm-hmm.
DNA test in Israel is absolutely legal. You aware of that?
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
illegal?
it can't be used in court?
Illegal?
Hold up. Both of y'all was asking at the same time. Yeah, I said.
Go ahead.
I said illegal.
No way.
DNA tests in the state of Israel are illegal. You cannot get tests over here.
No way.
Well, you can't use them in court here. That's about it. You can't use them in court because you really can't trace somebody's DNA. You can't use not from a dead person. You can't trace their DNA.
Over here, it's illegal. If you have
they don't. Yeah, you're right. They don't want nobody. Go ahead.
If you have a baby that you're not sure is yours,
yeah,
you won't be finding out the truth over here because it's a DNA test is absolutely illegal in Israel.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you be taking care of somebody else, baby.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, man.
You go somewhere.
So that means a woman can pin a baby on anybody.
Yeah.
Or a guy can deny a baby from anybody.
But wait. But you ain't really get no DNA test to prove nothing over here. You better work it out. You better work it out. Just figure it out.
That is wow.
Now that we finished joking about it, want me to tell you why it's like that?
Mm-hmm.
I can suspect, but you tell me why.
What you suspect?
Because you're going to know you're Palestinian or you're not Israeli, that you're European. You're from Ukraine or somewhere. That's what I would suspect.
Well, you're absolutely right, because not a one of these bandits walking around over here are indigenous to this land. And so DNA will prove that they are not the people of this land, which would do what? It will give the Palestinian who are indigenous to this land more power. Right?
That's right.
So you can't get a DNA test over here. Now, there have been Israelis that have bust that open. Israeli young folks that you know, they went all across the net showing people that their DNA test came back. I'm from this European country. I'm from that European. What? And then they went and got DNA results from Benjamin Netanyahu. Oh, you got it? Hold up. Wait a minute. Don't. Oh, you trying to flex you? Hold tight. I got that too, bro.
I know you do. I got it because of you.
Yeah. So, where you get it from? Amazon?
This is actually my brother's book. You know, we were listening to you, and he went and got it. I think off of Amazon. I think so.
So the Europeans showed that Netanyahu, mama and daddy are from Poland, born, raised in Poland. Netanyahu name is not Netanyahu. His name given to him by his parents is Benjamin Malachowski. Benzion Malachowski. That's Netanyahu name given to him by his mother and father. Benzion Malachowski, Polish. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu married his wife. They had children. The boy that's in Florida right now, living in a luxury $5,000-$6,000 a month apartment in Miami, Florida. DNA shows that he has the RMH 148 DNA gene, which are the DNA strand of Polish people. So how is your mother and father are Polish, and the son that you bring to the world, his genes are Polish, but you Israeli?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So he changed his name, right, to sound more Jewish. And he's the number one individual that got this country mucked up from the ground up. And everybody walk around with their butthole tight because they don't know where the missile gonna come. And they already have been seeing that Iran could smack the living crap out of Israel. America can't stop them, and Israel can't stop them. And that's the fear that I'm seeing on these imposters today. I ain't never seen that in the 43 years I've been here. When I was out there the other night and I'm looking in the sky, I'm saying to myself, what the hell? I'm looking at this stuff. I'm like, what is that? I ain't even seen those hypersonic missiles outrunning the radar.
That's crazy.
These guys said the radar show them as a blip, and by the time it coming back around, it's gone because they need the second blip to check the trajectory.
Yeah.
But they see the first blip, and by the time they come again, it's gone. So they can't even stop them because they don't know where they at.
I believe
and then
it.
the ones that Iran hit them back in March, Iran figured out that this super sophisticated, whatever America, and they bragging, America and Israel got together and made this system specifically designed for Iran. And they boasted, talk about anything Iran launch, we'll be able to see it and knock it out of the sky. Well, Iran understood the system was looking for the largest fuselage of the rocket, because you got to have a lot of fuel to get that distance. So the fuel is big, but the warhead up front, what they designed is that the warhead had its own propulsion system, guidance system, where all of the detonated explosive device would be separate. So what happened? When the missile got so far deep into Israel, and it now dislodged, the warhead dislodged from the fuel, because now it's close enough to fly on its own propulsion system. The Israeli missiles, the American missile blew up the fuel tank, but the warhead came onto the ground and smacked the crap. And that super sophisticated system that they was bragging they had, Iran shot seven missiles at it. Only 2 of them was stopped. 5 of them decimated the place. They didn't tell you that. No. This thing they just shot over here Thursday, they decimated Israel. I can show you the video. I think I sent you the video, Eric. All the missiles slamming on the ground.
Yeah.
So they lying. See on that debate, the moderator, the first thing she said was a bold-faced lie. Iran attacked Israel. It was a failure. That's a damn lie. The missile was raining down like water.
Wow.
So where you at, right? And so the point I'm making is that these imposters over here, the people are talking about the Palestinians just leave, go somewhere. They don't want to go nowhere because this is their land. Why is it that you got 1 million Jews already done scattered up out of here? Why? They ain't got no skin in the game. This ain't their land. They stole this here to make it a place for them. So if it ain't yours, it ain't that hard to walk away from it. It don't belong to you.
That's right.
It's something you done stole. It ain't yours. So yeah, you get on the plane. If it get too hot, you gone.
Yeah.
So that's why they got millions of Israelis done already left, because it ain't theirs.
Yeah.
They just came over here, made a good life for themselves, had a good time, stole the land, set themselves up, and was always fighting Palestinians. And that is no life. That's why I'm saying I am getting the hell out of here.
Those people are originally wanderers.
Yes, they was the European. You remember? You remember the people they used to call gypsies, the nomads?
Yes,
that's who they are.
They were gypsies. They were gypsies a long time ago.
Yes, they were the descendant of the European nomad they called gypsies that had no land, no home, and remember when they would roll into your city, they the one that came in with the vaudeville, the circus show, setting up, because that's the way they got coins from the people.
Yep.
That's who these descendants are. Nomads. That's why it's easy for them to get on the plane and run.
Yeah. And they're those original people are pissed off because they got kicked out of so many other countries trying to take over, because they did that and starting over there in Germany.
Now let's get real. Let's get real stupid right now.
Uh-oh.
And this y'all probably gonna be the only two to hear this. When YouTube here, they
yeah.
Hitler tried 12 times. What I'm about to tell you now, it comes on a documentary that is so deep on the web.
Right.
It is hella hard to find, but I download. It's 6 hours long. But anyway,
damn.
Hitler tried to not go to war 12 times. Hitler was so well loved because during the Great Depression in America, when they couldn't buy loaves of bread and people were starving, Germany under Hitler was flourishing. Other nations was coming into Germany to work.
That's right.
And improve their lives because Hitler had brought their nation up out of the dust.
That's right. I'm remembering.
Many other nations came and flourished during the time that Hitler was running Germany. Now, why is it that when I heard this, my mouth was open? I had to stop the tape and sit there and wonder why I never heard this before all the years I've been on the planet. Because you had to consider the Jews control the information flow.
Yeah.
So who has been teaching me about Hitler?
Yeah.
The Jews.
Yeah.
Bow. So your enemy is not going to say anything good about you.
Yeah.
So this documentary goes to when he was a baby all the way till he took over Germany, all through the whole thing. And the dude was a cool dude. And I know ain't no Jew nowhere is when they hear me say that, they gonna shit bricks. But Hitler had a sense of humor. He liked to crack jokes, but he didn't like dirty jokes because he had a sense of morality.
Mm-hmm.
The dude tried 12 times to keep from going to war. Now, what had happened to those Europeans that was there? The European had systematically taken control of their finance. And they squeezed the nation financial balls until they burst. And Hitler asked them, "Hey, loosen up, give us our country back." They wouldn't. They kept squeezing, and that caused him to go against them. And it has always been what those Europeans has done to cause a response from somebody.
Yeah.
And so now today, they get to tell the story the way they want. Now, I've done my investigation. I've asked many Israelis over here, old Israelis, not the young one, why did Hitler kill so many of your people? Oh, he was a bad guy. He was a mean guy. They always, this is the story.
No.
Somebody always messing with the Israelis. I listened to this bandit over there in the United Nations, the Israeli. Man, he was the most disrespectful, ornery, arrogant, joker standing up in there just scolding the United Nations, and took the United Nations charter and shredded it up right there in the United Nations.
But yet we still support him.
Huh?
But yet we still support them.
Because
they're going to drag they're going to drag the whole world into a third world war
because of their control
and insecurity.
Of the world money, and they are on the record for squeezing your financial ball till they burst. Yeah. And remember now, Remember, the
Hey
United
guys,
States.
I'm gonna have. Excuse me, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to run out for a minute, but I'll hit you back later on.
The
I'd love to
United,
finish.
okay, the
I'd love to
United
finish the
States
conversation.
government, the United States government, I want you to hear this before you go. The United States government has over 545 individuals that claim Jewishness. So that's why the United States government is 100% lockstep because there's no American agenda in America. It's only a Jewish agenda.
That's
Y'all
right.
look right now at what is taking place. It ain't got nothing to do good for Americans. And America blindly support this state. And I still ask the question, why? Why do you feel that you need to support this place so much? What is it that they have done so good for you that you will go to war for them? What have they done for you?
I agree. On that note, I got to jump out. So again, thank you, Newbie and Lion. What was your name again? I can't see my
Mark is fine. Mark
Mark,
Triple, yeah.
Mark, thank you so much, and I'd love to get
No
back with
problem.
you guys again. And this is
Yeah.
Eric Evans with the 50
All
Show,
right.
where faith,
Yes, sir.
inspiration, values, exposure, and opportunity collide. Thank
Gotcha.
you again. I'll talk
All
to you
right,
later.
bro. Appreciate your
Thank you,
time,
guys.
man. Appreciate the time. It was nice.
All right.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, Mark. They
That's shocking though to me that hearing that Hitler was actually a pretty nice guy and he had at least a certain amount of patience with them folks coming over there. You know how Jews do. Jews like to work with themselves. They work with each other. They give each other tax breaks. They don't charge each other anything hardly, and they slowly take over your country.
Yep.
That's what they do. That's what they always did. And they've got kicked out of many other countries. And from what I read, they swore that they would get back at the United States at any of them Asian countries and Germany, all those countries that were thrown out of that they would get back at them and destroy them.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing now.
They very vindictive. I remember see this book.
They're originally Khazarians.
This book that they claim the Nation of Islam wrote. The Nation of Islam did not write that book. I got all three of them.
Do you? I got two of them.
I got the third one is the Leo Frank case.
Yeah. That's the black one.
The black one, right. Now, they to this day still swear that boy didn't rape that 13-year-old Christian white girl. They trying to say a black man did it, but there was no black man there to have done that. But the book is not written by the Nation of Islam. It's another lie that they fabricated like they do. The Nation of Islam has an incredible research department. And what the Nation of Islam did, they researched the writers of the slave trade, which were Jewish rabbis. It was the Jewish rabbis that wrote about what the Jews were doing in the slave trade. And also in the book is manifest of Jews' names, the plantation and the slave, the number of slaves that they own, and some of them had the slave names listed. And so all of that information, the Nation of Islam compiled in a book called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews.
Yeah.
And they also listed the sources of information, and all of the information came from other writers, mainly Jewish writers, Jewish rabbis that wrote about their activity in slavery. And it also explains that during the hundreds of years of the slave trade, only 8 years was dominated by white men in America. And that was continental America between Canada, and Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And they only dominated for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Who dominated the slave trade worldwide was the Jews. You remember down in Suriname, South America, because
Mm-hmm.
the Europe, just like you said, the Europeans ran them out of Europe because they was
Mm-hmm.
bringing that slave crap over into Europe, and they ran them up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So they wind up in South American Suriname, and they created the plantation, the sugar plantation, and
Mm-hmm.
growing sugar is,
Mm-hmm.
is is very labor intensive. Sugar cane, and when I was a son, I mean a little child, we used to eat sugar cane. I remember sugar cane, but
Mm-hmm.
nevertheless, they set up camp down there, and they took over, and they grew sugar cane and cotton, and they had thousands of slaves, steady bringing them in. Okay, and these was Jews, and they got so set up that they began to, like, if you didn't own slave, they set it up to where you had to pay them taxes. Look, they set up their Jewish agency where you had to pay them a tax when you buy or sell a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on the Shabbat, they wouldn't buy or sell slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when they would buy the slaves, take them to the plantation,
Mm-hmm.
and all of those plantations, the majority, see, owning slave was a part of aristocracy, like owning yachts. Who owned yachts? You're ultra wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And so owning slaves was the same way. You had people that was wealthy slave owners. They wasn't regular Joe Blows go get a slave. First, you had to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they dominated that industry worldwide, across the world. And just like you were saying earlier, yes, they gave each other breaks, tax break. It's
Yeah.
like the book,
Yeah.
the book explained how if you have X amount of slaves, you get so many years of tax break where you don't have to pay nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so America became financially wealthy during the slave trade because of cotton. 50% of America's GDP was cotton because um, every business person knows that the operating cost of business, the largest expense is paying wages, salary. Upwards of 70 to 75% of your operating cost is salary. If you can get the work done without paying people, all of that 75% goes to your pocket. So this is what the slave owners was experiencing. They was able to sell their cotton, and the cotton that they grew under the slavery system was the world's best. They shipped it all over the planet, and they made money like you can't even imagine, billions and billions of dollars, and the slave got absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
And so now today, when you look at the Jews collect more reparation worldwide than any other race of people on earth, and they use the Holocaust as the catalyst to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about them that I can say that is different with us, they're more organized.
Mm-hmm.
They're highly organized. And it's one thing that I want to share after living over here for 43 years. I understand the mindset. See, when you're dealing with people,
They seem really I don't want to say racist, but I do want to say to themselves, just like they are in New York. It's like we're our own set of people. Leave us alone. We're over here. You guys are over there, but we want to live with you.
exactly.
How are they over there?
Same way over here. Same way over here.
Wow.
Exact same way over here. You know,
Wow.
they not really like comfortable
Mm-hmm.
when I show up
Mm-hmm.
because of several reasons. Not just because I'm a black man,
Yeah.
but because of their mentality
Right.
and the base mentality that they're working from. They're only 6 DNA series. So that means they
Mm-hmm.
not as intelligent as they would have you think they are, but they good
Mm-hmm.
masters of mendacity because remember, they go back to those nomads that used to come in with the vaudevilles and what you call that, those mobile circuits or what have you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember they come in
Yeah.
with the
Yeah. Ball pills and mobile circus. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of energy,
Ringling Brothers.
Barnum and Bailey, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when I show up, they don't know exactly how to, it's like they done seen some videos, they done seen some movies. Now real black man is here, and you can tell they just extremely uncomfortable. Every
Yeah.
single one of them.
Yeah.
They all try to relate on a certain level,
Yeah.
and it just showed their sheer ignorance.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
there used to be a time where there used to be a time like, okay, when I would walk up, they'd leave.
Yeah.
Or if I sit down, they'd get up and go.
Yeah.
If I sit on the bus, nobody sit next to me.
Yeah.
When I'm walking through the grocery store and I turn down the aisle and you see a couple of them down there, they go the other way. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I can share that is is a revelation I came to. That used to bother me because I used to see it as racist. I used to see it as prejudice or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
But what came to me after I came out of the pyramid in Egypt is the reality that I am that king.
Mm.
And peasants should not be near me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I come, they supposed to leave. They supposed to not look at me. They supposed to get away from me.
Oh yeah. It's the opposite mindset.
Yes, because when you fully conceptualize and become consciously aware of who you are, then you know who they are. And they are not supposed to be near you. Now, all of that stuff.
So that's the same mindset as when not even too long ago. You know how the saying goes, when there's more than 2 black people standing around talking,
Right.
they got to be up to something.
Right.
And we kind of feel like that when I'm at my job. I work at a school district, and we're standing in the hallway or a little bit away from people, but we're standing around kind of talking like, oh, we can't stand here too long because people, we bound by this job, and people get nervous when black folks are standing around. So that just made me think of that.
And so the reality is like, okay, when I came out of the Great Pyramid of Giza, I had another spirit upon me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stop and really, really go into yourself and really understand that you are that king,
yes,
absolutely, they're supposed to leave and get away from you, give you the space, allow you get out. Don't get on this elevator with me, because all that stuff they talk about. Black people stink. All of that was them. All of that was them.
Mm-hmm.
All of that negative stuff that they was flying around talking about, it was actually them. Let it rain and stand downwind and see what happened. Bro, I could be riding in my car and some of them on the sidewalk, and I roll by and I can smell them.
Yeah.
When they be out exercising, I can't go over there. Like, we have a gym here in the building I live in.
Yeah.
I live in one of them, upscale
natural
area. If I go to the gym and see one or two of them in there sweating and moving around, I don't even go in there.
Yeah, it's a natural stench.
Because of the diet and the energy, I just can't even go in the gym. I just wait to air out, bro. And I'm not joking. I'm not making this up.
Asians too. Eating that kimchi.
And garlic. I remember when I was studying at the DeVry Institute of Technology, I was 17, 18 years old, bro. I'm 63 today, and I remember this like it happened this morning. We was in our lab class at DeVry Institute of Technology in Norcross, Georgia. We was in our lab class. We had to switch there a couple of wires and a light bulb. And they had told us some Chinese are coming over to see the school. For what, we have no idea. So sure enough, at 10 o'clock, the door came open, and there was about 30 Chinese came in that room. My man. My man. Oh no. What just happened? Somebody open the window. You know, we get up, we start popping the window open. It's more garlic than you ever want to smell, man. You know, and garlic takes on another aroma once you eat it and it go through your system. These jokers got it lit up in here, man.
Kimchi is rotten cabbage.
Cabbage, right?
And they eat that.
Ooh.
But it's supposed to be exactly fermented. It's supposed to be a superfood, but I can't even imagine how they get that past their lips.
Man, that garlic, bro, it knocked us out. So, you know, hey, man, when I say Nubian King, I own it. I own this thing. You know what I'm saying? And I am that guy. You know, out of 10,000, it is one guy. I am that guy. And so you have to, as a beautiful, incredible, chocolate, melanated, 9 DNA series, highly intellectual being on this planet, moving as a god, you have got to conceptualize that as a reality. And they knew that. See, one thing about that slave trade, it gave them hundreds of years to study us. Right. And them bandits got so good that they could look at a slave, just look at his countenance and tell what state of mind he was in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, they done lost that. So what they trying to do now? Use technology, all this scanning and facial scan and snooping at you and looking at you, because they done lost that ability. They done lost their grip on knowing the black man and woman, because through this knowledge, we're coming back to our consciousness. And so they know about the 6 DNA series. They know about the 9 DNA series. I'm saying not all of them, but the ones that count, right? So what does that mean? As we become more and more conscious of self, of who we are, then we tap into the power that's available to us. Being that we have the 9 DNA series, we have that conscious ability to make things move according to our thought process. That's what they want to cut off. That's why they keeping our sisters stuck on stupid and always stressing us out, because we love what we see. And so they doing all these things to their bodies as competition with each other, trying to get us to see them.
Yeah.
And they love us based on what we say. So simps are always lying to the women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, the man, we don't care if you rich or poor. We just care the way you look and the way you treat us as men and how you carry yourself as a woman. And that does not require you to have a deep pocket of money or what. It's the way you look.
Yeah.
And so we coming into our consciousness and the power that we have, that is the greatest fear of our enemy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the penis size, it's our mind size.
You notice anything that we do, they absorb it, they take it, they start doing it, they start talking like us, everything. All the commentators, next you know they're talking about, oh yeah, man, he's got wheels. Oh, how come he can't drop a dime? How come he can't, shoot the rock? How come he can't throw the pill? All of this stuff that black people and do, talk, creativity. That's what we always do consistently.
Exactly, because we have that higher intellect.
Yeah. Yes.
To create.
They can take our stuff, but we can't take theirs.
Because they ain't got it.
They ain't got it. Yeah,
Remember the 6 DNA series. That's
right.
real.
You're right.
That's
You're right.
absolutely real, bro.
That's true. That's true.
I hope you go ahead and look at Dr. Johnson
Dr. Johnson. Okay.
on the YouTube.
I need to dig into that more. Get a
We
deeper understanding.
see once you watch that, you're gonna be like Shazam.
It's
Because
crazy.
Dr. Johnson break it down.
That's why
And
they don't want black people to rise up into their companies either. They keep you down. They don't want you to get further. They don't want you to. They want people they can control.
absolutely. Because you notice that they just won't allow us to go ourselves and be free.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the fact that they know we'll slip right past them.
Yeah.
Why you got such an issue with me and the brothers being over here to ourselves? We ain't bothering you. We ain't doing that to you. Why you got to come over here? What's up with that?
Yeah.
No, what y'all doing? Why you want to know? Black folks over here being black, that's what we doing. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Always over here in our business, trying to find out what we doing.
Yeah.
We ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
What y'all doing? We talking about you. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they know, man, we excel in everything.
I tell people, man, these people, they're trying to kill us though. They're trying to kill us, Nubian. Why would they require you to take this shot? To play basketball, to travel, to go here, to go here, to go there, to do almost anything. Why would they require that?
Something is up.
Exactly. But most people did not care. And they didn't care that these were DNA shots. What do you think that might mean? They're trying to mess up our whole with DNA. They can mess up your future generations.
Mm-hmm.
Future generations. And that's what they want to do. And I tell people, I know about your mindset to an extent. Did you take that shot? Did you get it or not?
Do I have you on YouTube, on WhatsApp?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I know WhatsApp is encrypted, huh?
Yeah, if you want to
I already got you. Do you see me on there?
What's your name on WhatsApp?
I don't even remember. I haven't been on there in so long. Let me see. I don't know if I can go on there and not lose you. Can I do that?
Okay.
I'll shoot it to you. I'll leave it in your comments. If you can't find me.
I just put it in there. I just put the YouTube link that I want you to click on.
Uh-huh.
I just put it in there. See, that's it. Click on it. It's in the comment section. You can click on it.
Oh, okay.
And pull it up.
Let's see. When I came on, when you come on to StreamYard, it takes me all the way over to the actual internet.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can see. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Chat. all I have is StreamYard.
Sweet, sweet. Hey, Precious. You mad with me? Don't be upset, baby. It's been a long one tonight. It's been fun. Me and the brothers have been talking, and I was just sharing a link with a brother. He had to drop off to go get it. He'll come back in a moment. What's happening in Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe. Mama Kusai. Oh, that's in the morning. Mama Kusai. That's in the morning. Baby, let me call you right back because the net is clowning. Mama Kusai. Hey, sweetie, is that better? Baby. Gunyama. Man, signal is bad tonight. Gunyama.
Yes, too much congestion this hour on the signal.
Yeah. Gunyama, what are you talking about, man? Gunyama. Gunyama is always in the house. Gunyama.
Yes.
Baby, you hey, give me a few more minutes, sweetie. Let us get finished here.
Okay.
And I'll hit you back shortly.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Love you the most.
Love you the most.
And I love you the most, baby. You know me. Love you the most.
Shalom.
All right, baby. That's pretty, sister boy. We. I think Mark had to jump off to get that whew. Yeah, boy. I'll go on and hit the sack now. Thank Mark has it. Yeah, that was Dr. Johnson was breaking down that DNA. And that is something that Black people must know about themselves. The greatness the African DNA series that is never talked about. Dr. Robertson Brothers. What did it say? Dr. Edward Robertson is a prominent figure in the study of African history. His groundbreaking research and dedication to uncovering the rich and diverse histories of African people have left an indelible mark on the field. But who is he? And what makes his work so significant? Let's find out. Dr. Edward Robertson was born with a passion for history and a mission to tell the stories of Africa from an African perspective. His journey into the world of academia began at a young age, driven by a deep curiosity about his heritage and desire to challenge existing narratives. Robertson pursued his higher education at some of the most prestigious institutions, earning his doctorate in African history. His early work focused on the pre-colonial histories of African civilization, shining a light on the sophisticated society that existed long before European colonization. One of Dr. Robertson's most notable contribution is his extensive research on the Kingdom of Mali and the illustrious region of Mansa Musa, the illustrious reign of Mansa Musa. His Mansa Musa was an African king back then. His wealth dwarfed the wealth of all nations on planet Earth today. Mansa Musa. His work provided a detailed account of the emperor's wealth, trade network, and cultural achievement, painting a vivid picture of one of Africa's greatest historical periods. Copyright disclaimer. Historical Africa doesn't fully own some of the materials compiled in this video. It belongs to people or organizations who ought to be respected if used. It falls under the following provision copyright disclaimer, section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Fair use is allowed for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. If you're the owner of the material used in this video, contact us and we will follow your request immediately. Commenting policy. Keep your comments and posts appropriate, helpful, and relevant. Any offensive, disrespectful, harmful, threatening, vulgar, obscene, or inappropriate content will be removed immediately. Spamming, vandalization, promoting, and advertising are also not allowed. While we encourage free speech and open discussion, attacking or harassing others' users is not tolerated. Repeat violators of this policy will be reported and may face a ban.